The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
The Half-Assed Morning Show backtracks.
'Tis the season for holiday parties. In a new study, poll, whatever you want to call it, 14% of people say they've successfully crashed a party or event without the host's permission. Now, I think we need to establish some rules or regulations here, not including high school or college when it was common to just walk in and start drinking. We don't include those situations because that's just what we did. Hey, a lot of cars in front of that house, weep, right, in high school, go in and start drinking. Yep. So not including those situations. Can any of us say that we crashed a party or event without the host's permission?
Never once.
No.
Not even close.
None of us?
No,
Not that I can think of.
I've done it twice that I can think of.
I don't like going to parties when I'm invited, so there's no way I'm going to crash one. No way.
I'm surprised that, Ashley, she's this little party tiger,
I don't know. Come back to me. I have to think harder about this.
We crashed a wedding reception in, I want to say the town was Wyndham. This was when our beer league hockey team used to travel and go to tournaments. And maybe one of my bros can text me and tell me if I got the right town. I believe it was Wyndham, and we were staying at this garbage hotel, but it had a ballroom. And we got done playing hockey, drinking all day. And by damn, there was a wedding reception in the hotel ballroom. And we just walked in and started drinking and carrying on like we were part of the scene. They did not give a rat's ass. Next thing you know, one of our guys, who was maybe the drunkest of all of us and smelling like garbage. He's been playing hockey all day and eating chili and drinking Hohenstein or something. Just garbage. He was a walking garbage pile. He's dancing with the bride within a half hour.
That's awesome.
And then we got to see a horrible brawl. So it paid off big time that we crashed this wedding. The only other time that I can think of.
A brawl at a wedding?
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
I know. And one dude was just ripped. He must have been fresh out of prison. Anyway, the only other time I can think of crashing a party was we were probably around 30 or something. It was me and my wife at the time. My current wife, who at the time I was just friends with. I know she was part of it, and one of her girlfriends. I think there was only 4 or 5 of us. In my neighborhood, we were all going back to my house after drinking at the bar. And in my neighborhood, there was just 70 cars piled up in front of a house in my neighborhood. And we said, F it. We walked up the street and just walked on into the party. And they said, hell yeah, go ahead. I was the only one who stuck around. The rest of my future wife included left without saying anything to me, left me there all by myself with these strangers. But it was officially a party crash, and it worked. They let us hang out.
I was at a wedding where the groom, actually a wedding reception, where the groom crashed another wedding reception with a few other people.
Oh, that's fun.
In his party. Just went next door and had a little cerveza or two.
I did think of one. A wedding once. Just a barn wedding in Wisconsin. It's a couple of years ago. I didn't even know who got married.
Well, tell us how you made your way in. What made you want to stop by?
A couple of the locals knew whose wedding it was, and so they were all going, and I thought, okay, sure, I'll show up too.
Did you have anything to eat?
No, so I got there too late for the food, but it was weird. I was talking about weddings are so fun. Oh, love is so beautiful, and I was talking, so sometimes the bride changes into fun clothes.
Usually right after
you
say I do. She changes quite a bit, doesn't she, John?
Tell me about it. Hey, yeah.
Usually they change into something that's also white so that you can easily tell that that's the bride.
Okay.
And so I was sitting here talking to this lady about how weddings are so beautiful. Oh, this wedding looks beautiful. Oh, too bad I showed up late just going on about stuff, and it turned out to be the bride the whole time. So I was just sat.
Luckily you didn't say something like, boy, this wedding is garbage, or this reception sucks.
But she was probably coming up to me or like standing near me because she was probably like, who the heck is this girl?
Trying to figure you out.
I just thought of one, too. This was probably about a decade ago. I woke up on a Saturday morning and was just on the couch watching TV. My fiance at the time, she was sleeping. And I hear a lot of commotion outside, which was nothing new for my neighborhood. I lived in Uptown at the time. But I finally hear enough. I go look, and there's a full-blown, at 8 a.m., basically a tailgate party happening across the street. And they're all dressed in red. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then it dawns on me that it is Tommy Johnny Saturday, the St. John St. Thomas football game. So I throw on a red shirt and grab some beers. I'd never met these neighbors, just waved in passing. And I went over there, and they had a full spread. They had kegs going. They had just tons of food, Jello shots. It was just a full-blown party. And I met up with everybody. They were all really cool, and they were going to the game. The game was in St. John's, and the bus comes to pick them up. And I say my goodbyes to everybody. You know, I'm like, yeah, you guys have fun. Go Johnnies, this and that. And they're like, well, what do you mean, goodbye? Get on the bus. You're coming with us. You're a part of this now. So I got on the bus, and we went up to St. John's together.
That's awesome.
My fiance calls me at about, while we're on the bus. We're probably 10 minutes out of the game at that point, and she goes, where are you? Sounds like, are you at the gym? I go, I'm at the exact opposite of the gym right now. And I explained to her what was happening, that I crashed a party bus and I was on my way to a football game. And she reminded me that we were meeting with some wedding planners that day.
Well, Jesus balls, and you were way up by St. Cloud.
Yeah, I was very intoxicated.
What in the world?
I thought of something close. The closest I think I've ever been to crashing a party was this happened 2 times, where I was invited by someone to a party that I'm not so sure they had the power to invite other people to.
That's an uncomfortable feeling.
One time, the second time I knew it, this is 2 separate people. Second time I knew, like, are you sure? I even asked. The first time I had no idea. I thought they could just invite a friend or whatever.
So you walk in, and you slowly realized, oh, maybe I wasn't welcome.
Well, yeah, the first one, because it was like a dinner party.
Oh,
and I thought I was
Jesus.
legitimately invited as this person's guest, but they didn't say he could bring anybody.
This other person was there.
Yeah,
The person who invited
I went with him. He's
you.
like,
Oh, you
hey.
went with? Oh.
He's like, yeah, I can bring a buddy. You want to go? And so I said, why not? We went and thought maybe there'd be some ladies there we could meet. But yeah, it was kind of an intimate dinner party, and I was feeling very awkward.
Cubby, you are so romantic. You even try to pick up ass at a dinner party.
Well, I didn't know that's what it was going to be.
And the second time?
The second time was like somebody's birthday party, a surprise party.
Yeah.
And I had asked ahead of time, and they're like, well, I guess I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they'd care. It's one of those.
There you go.
So that's the closest I could think of.
14% of us say we've successfully crashed a party without the host permission. 4% say they've tried but got stopped.
I've always wanted to be like a real deal wedding crasher. Like the movies, like you
always
actually
wanted to?
Yeah, like actually like go for it. Pretend to be like somebody's lost aunt or whatever when they get asked. Just really party all night and leave people wondering who was that girl?
Like really get into character?
Yeah.
It's funny you bring that up because I watched 20 minutes of that over the weekend. And, of course, what's his name? The tall guy and the blonde guy. They're very funny. But that movie's so friggin' stupid. You're not going to be the center of attention at any wedding reception. And there's no way you could fool people like that. It's just so silly.
A lot of people are saying, a few people I should say, are saying that they've crashed work parties. Or maybe they're at a hotel and there's some sort of reception.
Oh, sure.
They go in, and sometimes there's an open bar or free food, things like that.
If you can get away with it, it can be fun. Especially crashing a wedding reception in a small town kind of thing. I would recommend that. Because we had a riot down there in Wyndham. And, being a guy who was once married to a lady from Glenwood, and we were in our mid-20s, we were going to a lot of weddings together when my ex-wife and I were together. That's about all we did was go to weddings, because up in that part of the world, they get married at 20, 21, 22. We went to weddings like a sumbitch up there, and there was always 5, 6 dudes who would just kind of walk on in, sit down, start eating. But in the smaller towns, because everyone knows everybody else, like, oh, that's just Donnie. They don't get bothered by it. Where I think down here, friggin' city-its, Josh.
Yeah, I've been called that.
I had a couple people that I didn't invite to my wedding show up to my wedding.
See, that would piss me off.
It was so far along that I didn't even care. Actually, one of the girls, I went up, I hugged her, I said, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming." She goes, "I'm so glad you're excited about it because you did not invite me."
Oh,
I was
no.
like, "Oh, darn."
Why would she go?
Yeah, I thought that
odd.
was weird. And why would you tell me?
My last marriage, and there'll be a couple others, I'm sure, before I'm all said and done, but my current marriage, had we had a real wedding with a real reception, if someone showed up that wasn't there, I'd tell them, get the hell out. But in smaller towns, again, because everyone knows they don't mind.
We had one of those at my reception. A coworker who we didn't invite.
Oh, was it the little guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah, and he showed up at the end and just took a bunch of food and left.
Yeah, that's grimy. Did he at least give you a card?
No, I mean, whatever. I don't care.
That was typical of his
Oh,
personality.
absolutely.
All right.
You did have Chipotle. I mean, can you blame a guy?
He was a douchebag.
Didn't he bring his own Tupperware or something?
He did.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Jesus, what a puke bag.
And then he took like cake and stuff.
Oh my God!
I'm glad we don't
Balls
work
on
with
that guy.
Oh, he was the worst. He absolute worst.
All right, here we go then. Christmas gifts. Let's talk a little about Christmas gifts here. My family, we don't really get involved in that kind of thing, and we haven't for quite a while. I mean, the kids got gifts, right? But all the kids are grown now, so. But some of you just have to, exchanging gifts between your significant others. Is everyone here exchanging gifts between their significant others?
No, we're taking a little trip up north.
Okay. If you're in that situation, you got to get something. If you're worried about what you're going to get, maybe, I think we covered this last week or the week before, maybe your significant other is a terrible gift giver. Here is a sneaky tip, and this has been going round and round now, the godless, soulless, evil internet. Okay, if you're worried about what you might be getting for a Christmas gift, you want your significant other to know. I mean, of course, you could just grow a set of balls and tell them, look, this is what I want for Christmas. But let's say that's not possible. Our smartphones listen to us, right?
Yes.
They do. And that's how you get little pop-up ads and whatnot. So here's the trick that they're talking about on the internet. When your significant other leaves their phone unattended, you pick it up. I suppose you'd have to know some kind of a code, right, to get into the phone. So let's act like that's all possible. You grab your significant other's phone and you just rattle things off like a new Justin Jefferson jersey, diamond earrings from Arthur's Jewelry. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then the targeted ads will theoretically pop up on their phones when they are on social media or the internet.
This gimmick it was pretty popular not too long ago because it was a way for women to, if they wanted their man to propose to them or if they wanted them to think about babies. So you don't need to unlock your phone to be able to do that, Nick.
Oh.
I could just pick up your phone because it's always listening.
Oh, really?
And I could be like, wedding rings, wedding rings, wedding rings, babies, 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 babies.
Really?
Chances are you're going to get an ad soon.
Sometimes, Ashley, it's the opposite order. Right? Sometimes it's babies, babies, babies that prompt the wedding ring, wedding ring, wedding
You
ring.
ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. Again, I spent a lot of time in Glenwood.
Yeah, you understand.
I do. Okay, so my phone doesn't even have to be unlocked.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Ashley, didn't you say the other day that you stopped getting Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, targeted ads ever since you moved to the other studio?
Yep.
So you're not sitting next to me all day, every day now. So you stopped getting them.
I used to get those and Nintendo ads and Shorzy ads all the time. What the heck? Dana.
That is crazy. I didn't know that's how thoroughly our phones were listening to us.
It's creepy.
Okay, you follow the gimmick. You spit into your significant other's phone, little hints, drum set, hard street drugs, whatever you want for Christmas.
Nice magic set.
And then the ads will pop up on their phone, and maybe it'll give them the hint and say, oh, my husband wants hard street drugs. And again, you could just be a grown-up and say, well, look, honey, this is what I would like for, but this is the thing.
So, Ashley, you mentioned you and your boyfriend aren't going to be exchanging gifts. You're just going on a trip together.
Yep.
Now, is it one of those things where if he doesn't get you a gift in addition, only one of you will be coming back from said trip?
No, I make it perfectly clear that we still do like stocking stuffers. We always have like a stocking on the side, but I have put a limit on how much we can spend on the stocking because because I get out of control with buying gifts. I have a serious problem, and I go way too big and end up like not able to pay my bills because I don't know how to control myself.
You got to pay the bills.
I have a problem. I want everybody to be so happy.
Oh,
you guys are going up north, right?
Yeah,
How
Grand
far?
Marais.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like Blaine or something.
That's closer than your
Grand
house.
Marais.
Yeah, you'd be pretty close to where you're at now.
Yeah.
But that's still north.
Way to go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley. Jerry the King Lawler is the one true King Jesus. Said, great. Now my phone wants me to marry a baby. Way to go.
So you're not going just a little ways north. You're going a long ways north.
Going all the way up there. Yeah, I love that part of Minnesota. And the boyfriend has never been to Grand Marais, which is very un-Minnesotan.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful spot.
Didn't you say that's where you want to live one day?
That's where I want to die someday.
Oh.
Yeah. That's where I hope to die.
I think same here. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a nice spot.
You want to kind of plan on a date or anything like that?
Yeah, we can get that
All
figured
right,
out.
We'll talk about that off air. What do I have here now? More gift ideas. Although, Josh, I don't follow this one, so I'm just going to go ahead anyway, and you're going to have to.
I can help you.
Okay, you always do. The story starts with, some people are hard to shop for. They already have everything. They don't seem to have any new interests or hobbies. They're hard to shop for. Or they don't make a list come Christmas. They just say, surprise me. Well, here's a fresh gift idea. Give them unclaimed mail.
That's kind of cool in a way.
Okay, so it says you're not digging through the trash to find, junk mail that people toss out. Here's how it works. You order a mystery box of a certain size, maybe between $40 for a small one up to $200 for a large one. And then the fun is opening the random shipping packages inside, which could be anything. So here's the part where I'm lost. There's no explanation, unless I missed it somehow. Who am I contacting to order a mystery box?
There's different companies that do this, like they'll buy it and sell it. Also, different shippers will have, a lot of times those are opened, right? Like the post office has a thing where you say, I'd like some farm equipment. And then they'll say, here's a blade for something or whatever. You can kind of choose. So, But in this case, yeah, certain companies will sell that. It's kind of like folks who go and they'll bid on a storage facility that's or a storage unit that's been abandoned.
Okay.
Storage wars.
Yeah, storage wars.
Okay. So there's certain companies you can call and order a mystery box, and they'll fill it with unclaimed mail.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You like the idea?
Like for myself, though. Just like to have some mystery boxes.
Well, then
Like,
what did we learn earlier? Grab your damn boyfriend's cell phone, spit that information.
Unclaimed mail.
You might find some torrid affairs, things like that.
Your phone is always listening, so spit that information into your boyfriend's phone, and next thing you know, so you're not guaranteed to get anything of value.
Maybe some nudes if you collect something from like the 1980s or something.
No.
It's supposed to be an experience, like a white elephant sort of gimmick. So here's one example. One person said their mystery box had a knockoff Chanel bag, like a purse, I guess, a human-size Bowser suit.
That is awesome.
You just woke Dana up.
Yep.
Like Sha-Na-Na Bowser?
No.
Who's Bowser?
Oh, he's a
From
Nintendo
Mario.
character.
A Nintendo character?
Yep.
Oh, I was thinking Sha-Na-Na, proving that I am so old I'm close to death. Also in the box was a bunch of fake IDs,
Oh, cool.
and they thought the gift of this person who received this mystery box thought it was great.
Dang, I bet that box of fake IDs was, somebody spent a lot of money on that. Those are not cheap.
How much did you pay for yours back in the day?
150?
Oh, I paid $250.
Whoa.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what fake IDs were going for when I was in high school. I never had any friggin' money. But the dude who was selling them at my high school must have been doing pretty well because he drove one badass Mustang. I'll tell you that.
Is that right?
He got caught. Okay, Also, this unclaimed mail gimmick, mystery box gimmick, can turn out awkward. Sure, there's always that chance because you don't know what the hell is going to be in there. Someone says they got their boss a mystery box for their birthday, and there was a bunch of dildos and naughty lingerie.
Of course.
Box full of dildos. What do I have here? Someone else got a personalized blanket in their mystery box, which featured photos of a random bearded man and his partner and a baby that they made. And on the blanket, of course, you got the picture of the dude and his lady and their baby. And the message on the blanket says, "Happy Mother's Day, Tiffy." So that's as random as it gets. A blanket with complete strangers' images on it. But the person who received the gift loves the blanket, uses it all the time. And it goes on to close out by saying it's not clear how these mystery boxes are put together. But this is something that folks are looking into this season. Yeah, it does sound like fun.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Hey, like they said, perfect for a white elephant gift.
Oh, definitely.
I love that bit.
Explain the white elephant bit to me again.
Well, you can play it a bunch of different ways, but basically it's kind of sometimes goofy, funny gifts, and people play it differently.
Is this where everyone, let's say we're having a white elephant party, everyone brings just a random gift and then you kind of draw a number as to who gets the gift?
Yeah, or some people use dice, things like that.
Okay.
There's different names for it. But yeah, and a lot of times it's jokey gifts, and then so if, let's say it's dice, and I roll whatever we got to roll, and I say, "Oh, I want that from Nick."
I
so
see.
I take that from you.
You steal it, right? You steal it back and forth, whichever one you think looks good from the outside.
Yeah,
That's the fun part.
Whoever gets the least gifts is squished by a white elephant.
Oh my God!
No.
Until death.
Yeah, all of them end that way.
Has anyone been involved in this white elephant routine and gotten something wonderful?
I just got something pretty cool.
No, but I've seen some very bitter people who were.
It can bring all the worst in people.
Oh, yeah.
It is, It's so weird when that happens. There's always one that you can tell, like, hey, it's not that
pissy.
serious, dude. I can just buy you whatever you want.
Come on, what's the matter with you?
And oftentimes there's a limit, right? Like $10 or $5 or whatever. So you know the value. Yeah, there was one where a mom and a daughter got in a screaming match. These are adults, because the daughter got something she wanted and she's put it underneath the couch a little bit so nobody would see it to steal it from her.
That's smart.
And mom's like, "You can't do that. You can't do that." And they got in this big swear word screaming fight. Merry Christmas.
It's amazing what can set people off and what can turn people competitive and can turn people so petty. Yeah.
That is so weird. A part of one of the gifts I got this past weekend for like the white elephant ordeal was some toilet paper. You didn't see me complaining.
Yeah, it's helpful.
I thought that's sweet.
Yeah,
and it was, oh, God, it was the good kind, too.
You know, it's funny when you're an adult, that kind of gift is awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
You really appreciate it. Like, you know what? I don't want to spend money on this. This is great.
Yeah, like when you get socks and underwear, it's like perfect. I didn't want to have to buy this.
You can use both of them for toilet paper in a pinch.
There's no question. Well, that's so okay. So the mystery box idea, the white elephant thing, you know, that all sounds like fun. Maybe let's say you're in one of these families. This tried to take off in our family, and it got outvoted. After a couple of years, we said, okay, if we do this again, someone's going to get shot. And that is the intentionally, well, that's not where I was going with that. I was going to say intentionally stupid gift, because that's not what the gift, what the routine was. It was every year someone gets an oversized pair of socks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Look who it happened to this year. Cousin Ricky. And then next year, oh no, Uncle Roger got the big stupid socks. That happened like twice, and we said, this is friggin' dumb. It's not funny. It wasn't even funny the first time.
Oh, I think that's kind of fun.
It is not. And so where I'm going with this is, if you're locked into that terrible routine in your family, maybe suggest play the mystery box instead. You see what I'm saying? Freshen up the bit. Freshen up the season.
My mother-in-law and I have a card that we pass back and forth for every occasion.
No, you don't.
And we've had it for years.
That's adorable, Josh.
It's fun. It's whimsical.
That is very whimsy.
So this
and
year,
it's economical.
And so, do you know whose turn it is this year?
I have it.
How do you How do you keep pretending that you're enjoying that?
I love it. It's great.
That does seem something you would really get a kick out of, Josh.
And the card says something to the effect of, I was too lazy to get you a gift, so here's a card, right?
You're a good man. I think I'd end up cutting someone with that card pretty quickly.
I think it's fun.
But I'm a holiday season guy.
You love the holiday season.
I'm into the holiday season.
You sure do.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Hi, I'm Joe Saul-Sehy, host of the Stacking Benjamins podcast. Every week, we talk to experts about saving, investing, and personal finance trends. Oh, crypto. Can't do it.
You could have done all that research, all the breadcrumbs, and thought this company's never going bankrupt.
Foiled again. You never knew personal finance could be this fun. Throwing down the gauntlet.
I'm bringing it today. I'm only going to be off by 6 figures instead of 7.
Every boy has a dream, Doc. Every boy has a dream.
For sure.
Stacking Benjamins. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
All right, for me personally, I'm fairly sure the answer is no. So let me ask you folks. Have you ever knowingly taken a toilet's virginity? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yes. Sure.
Everyone says yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys live in a world with new toilets that pop up often?
We had to put one in our home when we moved in.
Yeah, we did too.
So
Once.
I have.
I don't think I've ever taken a toilet's virginity. Up next here, now then, in today's Stupid News Report, a lady is all pissed off because one of the dudes doing work in her house took a Duke in her brand new toilet. Apparently, she wanted to be the one to snatch the brand new toilet's virginity.
Well, you should have beat him to it. That's your fault.
How is it her fault?
She should have been on that.
She's supposed to wait outside the door, and as soon as the toilet is done, okay, she's got a life to lead.
Maybe he was just making sure it worked right.
She's gone as far as to call this incident a criminal act.
Okay.
Well, she's joking, obviously.
Oh, is she joking?
We call it the criminal act. She's being an extreme joke.
Oh, I thought she was being serious.
I've got a buddy whose child always wants to be the first person to fart in a new car.
Oh.
That's their goal.
That's her thing?
That's the life goal.
I'm so thankful I never had kids. That's just disgusting. Nadia is the name of this angry lady. Or maybe she's not that angry. She says that the worker bros ignored her instructions to use the outdoor toilet rather than drop a coiler into the brand new one that the boys bolted down in her new bathroom. And she apparently said they took my toilet's virginity. She left the boys a note after the fact. She said, "Dear tradesmen, the toilets in this house are not rightfully yours to use. We are paying for an outdoor toilet for you to use. Not only did you take the virginity of our toilet, but you continued to use it."
We had some work done in our house. It was a while, unfortunately, a lot of repairs. And there was one particular guy, he pooped every single day, and I think it was to taunt me. Just because he knows that's not going to happen for me ever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never going to be an everyday guy. Not anymore.
Now, you know what it sounds like to me, Josh, as I close out the story? It sounds to me like one of the fellas, at least one of the fellas, dropped wolf bait in the new toilet and didn't flush.
Oh.
Don't do that.
That's what it sounds like to me. I can't.
Yeah, she did say that.
Yeah,
it's common decency. You got to flush.
Well, that changes everything. I'm all right with it. I don't. Any damn buddy can spray my toilet, but if you don't flush, you're no better than an animal. An animal.
Why does that bother people? Like, if she's legitimately upset, why would that? Not the flushing thing, but just the using. If somebody's got to go to the bathroom, they got to go. What are they going to do?
Yeah. I don't know. Because
they're nice enough to work on your house or whatever the situation.
She's insane, I would imagine.
I let a delivery driver come and use my bathroom once. You got to go, you got to go.
Oh, really? Just said, hey, it's an emergency?
Yeah, he's like, hey, man, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, yeah, come on in, man.
See, I feel awful because I'd have to say no because of murder shows and such.
Dana?
Oh, to let a stranger in?
Yeah, I'd be like, man, you gotta go somewhere else.
Dana.
Yeah.
He masturbated in your bathroom.
Yeah.
Into your hand soap.
And he also unlocked your basement window so he could get in whenever he wants. Ashley, that's a good point. I guess I kind of forgot. I've watched enough Dateline where I should know you shouldn't let a stranger in your home. But I'd fall for that if the Amazon guy or whoever is like, hey, I really got to go. I would definitely let him in.
That's how it happens.
I was home alone, actually, but it did cross my mind. Like, if my wife at the time was here, I probably wouldn't let the guy in.
I'm going to let the guy in the house, but I'm going to sit in the bathroom while he does it, just to make sure nothing shady goes on.
Keep your hands up at all times.
I'm going to sit on the sink and watch his every move.
Yeah, if you masturbate, at least I'm going to make it awkward. Boss Lady She's said one of the requirements her husband has when someone asks him to help move is that he is the first one to poop in the new toilet. Don't give me any money. I just want to do this. Big bearded Jared said he put in a new toilet Saturday, crushed it that afternoon.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
Josh, how you doing there, handsome?
Really good. How about yourself?
Hanging in there quite nicely.
Thank you for the compliment.
Do you ever think about the old days, Josh? Because that's all I do.
I do, yes.
You ever think about the old days?
Yeah, definitely. Simpler times, perhaps.
Times. Do you remember, Josh, when the ringtone on my cellular telephone was Tom Sawyer by Rush?
I do. And
Cool.
If you called Nick back in those days, it was going to ring for a while because you always wanted to hear it ring. Mm-hmm. I do remember that. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, funny you say that, anytime I hear the song, I think about that.
I do, too.
It's kind of like I can't listen to Michael Jackson's Beat It without thinking Weird Al, or like a Virgin without thinking Weird Al. Songs like that, it's completely changed. And so that's the case with that song.
Many years ago, Josh, of course, was the one who had to show me how to make the legendary rock song Tom Sawyer by Rush. Josh had to show me how to make that my ringtone. Those were great days, but also not so great, maybe when you consider the company we kept at the time. Is that a conversation that grown folks can have? What was your best ringtone? Because the conversation has been going back and forth online. Is that a talk that we can actually have here?
I thought I had a pretty good one. My parents would call, and every time my parents would call, it'd be Final Countdown, because I knew I'd have to go home.
Oh, so you're talking back in high school.
When Mommy called,
Oh, that's cool.
or Daddy called, you knew it was time to go home, so you locked in Europe, the Final Countdown.
Yep.
I thought it was pretty funny. A friend of mine, when his wife called, it was the Imperial March, like the Darth Vader song.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's called the Imperial March.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good. I think my favorite wasn't a song at all. It was, at the time, I was really into the TV show 24. Jack Bauer, hero, awesome.
Never saw it.
I don't know if it'd be for you or not, but I loved it. And so they had a distinctive ringtone, CTU, right, where he worked. They had a distinctive ringtone, and so so that was my ringtone for a while. Do you remember that at all?
Play it for me. Can you play it for me?
I think I saved it here.
I would imagine if, since we've been sitting in the same room together for nearly 30 years, if you played it again, I would recognize it.
I'll never forget. It was a Verizon guy. I brought my phone in to be serviced, and we were talking about 24. He's like, I got to show you something. And he's the one that set that up on my phone. This right here. You remember that?
Yes, I do. When your telephone would ring after 9 a.m., it would be bup to you, whatever that. And I had the old Rush song.
What was cool about that is that if it would ring around somebody that watched the show, we had like an instant kinship, right? So I'd show a couple of people that were also fans. They'd be like, how did you get that going?
You could talk about it. Text us. Again, this is kind of new to me. If you think you want to join a conversation about your favorite all-time ringtone, 651-989-9393. Here are a few that have popped in already. Take This Job and Shove It was a ringtone that belonged to one of our listeners, and they tied that in with whenever the boss would call.
I used to have our work phone number saved as "Don't answer" anytime it called, so I just look at that and go, "Oh, I don't want to get that one."
For me.
How about this? The theme from Psycho when my mom calls. This person says,
Dude. Sam Kinnison's "Screaming."
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
was
a good one.
the ringtone for one of our listeners. And if you're a young person and you don't know what that means, my damn.
Oh.
Check it out. The
He loves screaming.
The Kim Possible ringtone? Does anyone know what that
my
is?
kids watch
I can't remember
yeah.
what it was.
If I heard it, I would know it. I loved that show. Man,
Yeah,
she
same
was
here.
good looking.
Her.
She was a good-looking cartoon babe.
Yep.
What is
Short but fat cheese has said when she got a text, it'd be the Law and Order sound.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know the law. Play that
I'm
one
sure
for
you've
me.
heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Never saw it. The Seinfeld themes. My God, plenty of you are texting in right now. So I guess this is a conversation that we can have. They're rolling in so damn fast I can't keep up. Everyone has a favorite ringtone that they've employed.
I've always thought my mother-in-law has a clever one for when her son calls. It's the Family Guy Stewie. Mom, Mommy, Mom,
that's
Mommy,
good.
Mom, Mommy.
Now, here's the thing about that. My wife had that for my son Cam.
Uh-huh.
And the problem was it would go on forever because it was a text tone. Right? So it wasn't a ringtone where you could just answer it. It was a text tone, so that thing would be going on forever.
Oh, no, that's you got to be able
That's
to.
awful.
Makes you want to answer pretty quickly, so Stewie shuts up.
Yep.
All right, Nick, here you go. You recognize that?
Sort of. It just sounds like someone dropping a piece of iron on a piano or something.
Yeah, that's pretty much how they made the sound.
Is that really?
Well, I mean, just someone on a piano. Dong, dong.
You'd like this, a buddy of mine who I totally just ruined any erection he's going to have for the next 2 weeks with something I told him off air. But he has a variety of Iron Maiden songs when people call.
He mixes it up.
Yeah, he does.
Ashley, are you okay?
I don't have one.
Well, no, I just kind of glanced over at the look on your face.
Oh, was it not? Did it not look good?
No, it looked like you were minutes away from death here a minute ago. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Jesus, did you see that, Josh?
No, I got a computer right where her face should be.
Josh was in the middle of telling this little story about his friend and his Iron Maiden related ringtones. I looked over at Ashley and I thought, she's seconds away from death.
She's a gun.
No, I'm fine.
Do you need some smelling salts or something? Okay. Just wow, unbelievable how many of you have been texted in about your favorite ringtone.
Well, it's funny. When I was in high school and college, it was the era where you would spend, $2 or $5 for a ringtone back in the day.
Oh, I remember that.
And it was so silly how much money I spent, considering now I haven't had a ringer on my phone in decades.
I was just going to ask that. How many times do you put on your ringer nowadays?
Well, I do, because I got to hear it when it rings.
Oh, yeah, I never do.
What am I missing?
Just put it on vibrate.
Yeah.
What about
I can't always feel that.
What about ring back tones?
Oh,
yeah.
You guys ever use those?
I don't know
what's that?
What's a ring back tone?
I spent money on those, so it'd be where I could set up a particular song to play when a person calls. Like I could have a song play when you call, or whoever calls.
Okay.
It's almost like hold music.
Yeah, they'd hear that instead of the phone ringing. Like my wife is a huge Prince fan, so I would have Prince songs when she called for her.
I did not even know that existed.
It was so funny because you found out when their subscription ended for that song because you would only have it for a year. And then all of a sudden it would switch to that classical violin song. And then you were like, oh, yep, their ringback tone ran out.
I did not know that existed. So, for example, Josh, I could somehow play around with my cellular telephone and make sure when you call me, you hear Steve Vai or Joe Satriani or some guitar. Wow. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things you can.
Oh, here's somebody that this is what theirs is.
Huck to it.
Jesus Christ. I'm right back to hating Wednesdays now.
No.
In college, when my dude friends would call, it would be the Sopranos theme song. And when the ladies would call, it was Lionel Richie All Night Long.
Lionel?
That's what I went with.
Was
Soprano.
it because it was romantic, or do you think you were going to experience all night long with them? Or?
That was the hope, yes.
Can someone play me the Sopranos theme song?
Sure, I think I've got
Was it very Italian sounding?
Maybe.
No, it was by a British
remember.
band called Alabama 3.
That would take so much time, too, to set that up, to go through your phone contacts and set every dude to Sopranos. And
Well,
then
not all the dudes, but the main bros.
Well, you could
were-
make like
yeah.
not what they don't call it a playlist, a contact list, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
All right.
guess.
You'll know this one, Nick. Let's fast forward here.
Never saw the show, not one episode.
Yeah, I didn't either, which is odd.
Never heard this song in my life.
Oh, really? Wow.
This
was
guy's
a-
British?
This was a popular single before it was their theme song?
I think it's mostly known as the
Yeah.
Sopranos theme song.
Yep.
Never heard it.
Like the show House, the TV show House, their theme song. I had no
House?
idea it was an actual song. I thought they just created the theme for it.
But
So you're saying this was an actual tune, huh?
Yeah, it came out in 97.
Tuna.
Sopranos didn't come out until, I think, like 2000.
I'm going to have to scroll through all these when I have some time because I bet our listening audience has some interesting answers to their favorite ringtone.
Oh,
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I'm jealous.
This person said, how about the Chinese butt fire guys? Where the dude lit a fart and then it almost lit him on fire, or completely engulfed.
So you're telling me I could make that my ringtone? See, I don't understand how to do these things.
You could even have the karate kick, dude.
Karate kick to wapa?
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, you can kind of have whatever
Someone's
you want.
got to show me how to do this because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, like every time you get a text message, you could have it rotate between those two.
Dude, I got to get this going because then I wouldn't be so bothered by phone calls and text messages if I knew I got to have those fun little moments with the sound effects and the audio and whatnot.
Do you ever like do any custom ones for people? Like go just you can on the ones that are already existing in your phone, so you hear it and go, "Oh, I should check that because that's from so and so."
No, I have no idea how to do those things. My phone either goes zzz or it just plays the
Generic.
the standard
yeah.
whatever the phone.
Yeah, I do that for certain people just so I know. Oh, I bet I'm going to check that one.
Oh, dude, what a great idea by Hot Cocoa Sheezes. And by the way, while we were, she suggests that maybe my text ring or my phone ring should be Kim Kardashian saying, "Baby."
Oh, I wonder if you'd
That's
be allowed
not
That
a
should be
bad
for
idea.
Josh.
That would be a good text one.
Not a bad idea. A few people have gone with the Yakety Sax Benny Hill song.
That's fun.
That's a fun one.
Every time. Every time. I've been hearing that song since I was 5 years old, and it's fun every time.
That would get to me.
You'd go nuts?
Yeah, I don't.
Don't you have any
those.
theme songs to your...
No, I never did. I like recorded some off the radio when I was a kid. I remember like my favorite song would come on, and I'd press record as fast as I could.
On
So,
your
like,
cell phone?
yeah, yep.
Oh.
So I would.
Something else I didn't know was possible.
Yeah, and it never really worked out the way I'd hope it would. So
Okay.
I just gave up on it, and yeah, everyone was just normal and lame. But I want ringtones now. I want to bring them back.
You and I both. Why don't we have the smarter people show us how to do it after the show is over, and we can have just nothing but hilarious things happening on our phone from now until the day that we die. Did you hear Kim Kardashian right there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here she is again.
Amy?
I love it when she does that.
I was going to
There's,
say, Ashley, my dad has a ringtone.
Oh yeah, I'm lame. Sorry, Waffle.
Yeah, won't get fooled again by the Who.
Yeah, you know what? You're lame not jumping on those 70-year-old
Yep.
people's trends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zedge.
Yep.
People are saying Zedge is an app where you can get a ton of text and ringtones.
All right, I'm
And
downloading it right
what do they
now.
want in trade?
I'm not sure.
So-
Probably all your personal information. I'm not sure what they want.
Your social, yeah.
Security, CVC code.
Oh, my loud orgasm could be a ringtone, people are telling me.
Oh, yeah, there's
Yeah.
plenty. Yeah, a few people were hoping for my sax solo. I was thinking about using that AI website and just kind of writing some lyrics. The AI website we use for the band.
Oh, sure.
And so just have the band perform whatever outgoing message I write up. But then I thought, well, first and foremost, I don't know if anybody waits until the voicemail anymore. I don't remember the last time I got a voicemail that wasn't spam. Apparently, I'm in a lot of trouble with the IRS.
Oh.
And an incredible amount of credit card debt I need to fix. And my warranty is about to expire.
Oh.
Before I had won a trip to a cruise ship.
Lucky you.
Yeah, those were all the voicemails I've been getting.
There's so many great options I'm learning from you folks and our listening audience as to what I can do with my cellular telephone as far as ringtones and text tones. I've never taken the time to look inside this thing, and I'm holding my cell phone in the air. I've never taken the time to explore all of what's possible. And plus, I don't want to have to give them any money. But it's great. It's great. Great to know that that stuff is out there, and maybe one of you can show me what's up. Because I would love, really, I think, and I'll probably change my mind a dozen times on this, especially after I get a chance to read all the text messages from our listeners. I'll probably change my mind a dozen times. But right now, that fatal karate kick from the Olympics a few years ago, I would like that to be...
Oh, my word.
This is a medical device. Jesus wants this.
Wimbayami?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Nick, a good ringtone would be Our Truth, his theme song. People over here, what's up?
That was a great
Say,
song.
what's up?
It was easy to remember the lyrics when our truth entered the ring. It was easy to remember the lyrics to his song, What's Up?
Other suggestions for the Costco internet or intercom fart? Sure.
Classic.
How about it? All right, what else is going on around here? It's Wednesday.
Your favorite day of the week.
Toys for Tatas coming up in a couple of days.
The girls from Rick's are going to visit us tomorrow morning.
Wonderful.
Late tomorrow morning, they're going to be jumping in to talk about it.
Is that right?
That is correct.
The girls from Rick's Cabaret. Yeah, you're now only 2 days away from the big party, our big holiday kickoff, topless charity toy drive. So, I mean, it's a code red. If you haven't figured out what the hell you're doing yet, it's time because we need you there Friday morning. We need your unwrapped toy so we can pass it on to a kid who could use a friggin' break just for once over the holidays. Bring in that unwrapped toy. Keep in mind, kids of all ages, you'll get free admission, you'll get the free food, and we'll have a friggin' good time. Josh and I have decided that we're going to go into the VIP room.
Yeah, well, we decided after all the begging they did, all the girls.
The girls did a lot of begging.
I don't know how they got our numbers. Just beg, please spend all your day, the whole day in the VIP. No, we can't do that.
We've decided we're going to find ourselves a VIP booth.
Because we are good people.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to live it up. There's one rule for the rest of you. No eye contact with Josh and I while we're...
Okay, that's fine.
There's no eye contact.
I don't want to know what's going on in that room.
I was thinking of inviting you over for a few minutes. I guess maybe not now.
No, that doesn't seem safe.
You would enjoy. You would love the VIP room.
Yeah, you would.
Think? Really?
And I bet you wouldn't have to pay a dime.
Oh, that would be nice.
I bet you'd pay nothing.
I was thinking of asking Ashley to join us over there, but I guess she thinks we're... That'll be Friday morning.
I was just thinking about some of the girls we've had in over the years. Had some regulars, right? Some good friends, Hunter, Coco, plenty over the years. Some of those girls from the inaugural Toys for Tatas are probably on Social Security at this point. We've been doing this thing for so long.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy to think of.
I know it is.
Even there were times that, when we first started, there was a couple older than me, and now there's no way that's going to happen ever again.
It's like when suddenly one of your best friend's kids turns 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go, wait a minute, what the hell is going on around here?
When I started to feel old is when professional athletes were kids to me. I remember, when you're a kid looking up to these professional athletes, they seem old. And now they're so friggin' young. It's crazy.
Well, how old do you think some of the first X-Girls are right now, too?
They're old.
Yeah.
They're older than the hills.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Most of them probably haven't lived this long, really. I mean,
there was in the early days of X-Girls especially.
I would imagine a few of them are deceased and have been for a number of years.
Yeah.
If Josh and I think back to the early days in 93X, And the way everyone operated around here, especially our ex-girls, many of them have passed on.
It was different back then.
It was very different.
Here's your key fob. Here's your station badge. Here's your cocaine.
Right.
It was crazy.
Here's a case of beer and the keys to a car. Good luck. But that is bizarre to think, Josh, how many years have gone by. Coco, Hunter, are two of my favorite ladies.
Oh, yeah.
It's been so long since I've been a regular down there that I don't really know where these ladies are at. I haven't talked to either one of them in a long time.
We had Cherry Bomb in for a couple of years. I don't know if she works there still. I mean, that's I go to a strip club once a year, and that's it, right? Going to the Toys for Tatas thing.
Jax, Janie. I'm trying to think. Man, we had a lot of fun hanging out with Jax and Janie. They were kind of a terrible twosome there for a while. And I know I'm forgetting some others, and I'm going to feel terrible about it.
Yeah, me too.
But Lord above. Yep. It's like when you talk to your old high school buddy and he says he's going out with his son for his 35th birthday. And you go, what in the balls has happened?
Yeah, I also, when my older two, when they started joining us at our events, when they, just thinking back to when they're kids, they couldn't go to a lot of these. Now they can show up. It's so different. One wire nut Jesus said one of the past ex-girls is his real estate agent.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad she's doing good.
Yeah.
She beat the odds.
I gotta know a name.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
She beat the odds. And also just the change in ex-girls over the years. Remember there was the one year where we thought, did they tattoo girls on the way in?
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. All of a sudden, all of them were heavily tatted, not just one or two.
We've been here long enough to where we were here before the tattoo explosion took over America. You're right. Suddenly, I thought, where did all this ink come from? Really, honestly. It became a thing. Suddenly, everybody was sleeved out around here. What can you do? That's how time operates. So there you go.
We're getting a lot of requests for some of the clips we play around here. Just if you email me, 93xjosh@gmail.com. I'll send you whatever you want. Just let me know what you want, and I can send it to you, no problem.
That's how you were raised. Certainly, that's how you were raised. Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
For a small fee. I forgot to throw that in. For a small to relatively very expensive fee.
And a social security number.
Never free.
Cubby's got to eat, too. Coming up later on this morning, hopefully the guy ain't too worn out. Just played a game last night. We'll be talking to Marcus Polino from the Minnesota.
That'll be awesome. I love that guy.
Bear Pigs.
I was going to say surprise. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. I guess it was unexpected how cool he was going to be.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
I just want to go back to something. I said a small to relatively expensive fee. It's more of a subscription service that you'll be signing up to with a 2-year agreement.
Holy balls.
2-year agreement?
Yeah, 2-year agreement.
Gosh.
And a heavy cancellation fee.
Yearly payments.
Yeah, make sure you read all those terms of service, too.
Yeah. No, don't read them. Whatever you do, don't read them.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks.
It's National Barber Day.
Barber Day?
I remember when I used to go to one of those. Genetics stopped that for me when I was about 25 years old. But
yeah, I'm trying to think. When was the last time I went and got a haircut?
Yeah, for me, I must have been 25. And I often think, how much money have I saved over the years? I mean, it's got in the thousands.
Definitely.
Man.
Well, yeah, I just got a haircut, what was it, 2 weeks ago, and it was $27.
For a hairdo?
For a haircut, yeah.
How
just
often
a little trim ski.
I even forget. How often do you go? Is it weekly? It's been a while for me. Daily? Every other day. How often do you go?
I mean, I think it was 6 months last time I got a haircut.
6 months?
I don't remember, Josh. I never really developed a pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't remember either.
There are some folks I know who like to be very regular about getting a new hairdo. I never really developed that in my lifetime.
It's strange that this topic comes up because just the other day, my wife and I were at a little establishment next to our house there, and I noticed for the first time a fancy barber. I'd asked my wife, what is that? Is that a haberdashery? It's got such a fancy name. It's called Gents.
All right.
She tells me, no, that's like a fancy haircut place for dudes. And so I thought maybe I should just go in there as a bald man and ask, hey, what can you do with this? Yeah. I got a wedding this coming Friday. I really want to look nice for this thing. It's a family thing.
You do a nice job with your bald head.
Oh, I was going to get to it yesterday.
You and my brother, both bald, you guys do a wonderful job. It never looks like you've let it go for long at all. Where me, also with a bald head, I don't have the patience for it sometimes, shaving my own skull, right? So every once in a while, I end up kind of looking like my dad, bald on top and then completely disheveled on the sides and back.
The monk.
You never, you and my brother, do you guys hang out together or something when I'm not looking?
I wish we did. We live too far apart.
Cubby's skull never looks like, oh, he's let it go for a couple weeks. You must attack that quite often.
Well, so I bick it. I used to use the electric razor like you do.
Yes.
Right. So now I bick it, and I realized if I don't do it every other day, it hurts like heck.
Oh wow.
So that's why I keep
every other
up.
day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pain in the ass. It's funny that you bring up you ran into a fancy schmancy hair salon in your neighborhood, right? Okay. And you mentioned that I shave my skull whenever I have the time and the desire.
It does suck.
With the handheld buzzer
Sure.
thing, right? And it's a pain in the ass. So, a number of months ago, I decided I'd look into having it done by a professional, knowing nothing about the cost or anything. You know, your regular barbershops, well, I shouldn't call them barbershops. Your regular hair cutting joints, this is what I've been told. They won't run a zero guard around your skull. Like it's a policy.
I didn't know that.
Okay, this is what I've heard and been told by one or two hair cutting joints. That maybe because they don't want to cut anybody or whatever. They're afraid, and I don't blame them. They're afraid of hurting somebody because of massive lawsuits. You know how litigious maniacs are these days, right?
Sure.
So they will not give you the right down to the screws buzz cut. They'll bring it pretty close down, but not all the way. Well, I want it all the way down to the screws. So I went looking around town. I made a phone call to a joint in my neighborhood, and it looked kind of fancy on the inside. It looked like it was kind of tailored to dudes.
Yep.
So I called him and I said, look, I'm the kind of guy, I don't have much hair cruising out of the top of my skull anymore. I'm just looking for you do you shave it right down to the screws? And they said yes. And I said, cool. I would like to make an appointment. And they said, well, it's going to be a couple weeks out.
Man.
And I said, really? A couple weeks? Yeah, we're pretty busy. Okay, fine. I don't know anything about the business. I know nothing about. So I said, fine. Sign me. But the person told me on the phone, once we get your original appointment, then we could have you in every 3-4 days. But since you're a new customer, you're going to have to wait 2 weeks. Okay, fine. Go ahead, sign me up. And they said, okay, we got you scheduled for, 2 weeks from now at 3 p.m. I said, well, what does that run me? What do you want in trade if you're going to shave it right down to the screws? And they said something like $175.
Yeah.
What?
And I said, goodbye, cancel my appointment in 2 weeks.
My stepdaughter works at one of the fancier salons in Minnesota, if not the fanciest, and some of those can be impressive, some of those fees.
I couldn't believe it. But maybe this is not news to a lot of you. I haven't looked into a haircut in decades, so.
I'd be surprised if most places didn't, because some places still use what's that, straight razor.
The straight edge?
Yeah. Which after watching Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, I will never request one.
I was just going to ask, have you guys ever done a straight razor?
On my skull?
No, or beard. Like a beard.
I had it once.
Nowhere.
I didn't know. It was at one official barber shop. And it's a place I went since I was a kid, and the dude brought it out one time.
No.
First time I had my head shaved all the way down by a barber.
I had it once. It was absolutely glorious.
It's not 1938 anymore. No one's putting a straight razor anywhere near me.
I think that's for what it's for, right? Nostalgia. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought, our great-great-grandparents did stuff like this while drinking a sarsaparilla or something.
Yep.
Yeah, the nice thing, though, about the electric razors, you can do that head to toe with a very careful stop in the middle. You can go all the way with one of those.
You
things.
can. my little clipper, what did you just call it? Electric razor?
Yeah.
It's been everywhere. It's like that old Johnny Cash song. It's been everywhere. National Barber Day, you say, huh, Wapple?
Yeah.
Drunk Uncle Firefighter Jesus said, married a former hairstylist, haven't paid for a haircut since we started dating in 1995. That's a good hookup.
Yeah, my roommate, when we were in our 20s, he was dating a hairstylist, and she would just bring over the clippers for us, every couple weeks and set us up nicely. It was a great hookup.
There's a bunch of people saying, yes, the straight razor is where it's at. Hot foam they use.
And they're talking about on their skull, on their face.
On their head, yeah. Well, I guess a couple of them didn't really say, but a couple of people said they've had it on their head. I didn't have hot foam.
Oh, I did. And that's what made it so nice. It was like a massage on your face and it just came off so clean.
With the mental health problems in this country, no one's using a straight razor on me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be interested in that either. I think I'd pass.
Scares the hell out of me. Well, that's just great. I hope barbers are doing well these days. I've always had a lot of respect for the barbers. I heard that was one of the occupations when I was a kid, Josh. I really looked up to the barber in our neighborhood.
Well, yeah, me too. So it was an actual barber? These guys...
Pardon me?
The place you went to was an actual barber?
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. It was a family-run business, this one. I wonder if they're still around. They had the striped pole out front and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's how you know it's legit.
Of course.
Any game you want to watch, it's on Sports Illustrated. Did they have the Sports Illustrated football phone? You're damn right they did. That place was great.
There wasn't much of a family vibe in the barber shop that I went to as a kid. There wasn't much of a family. These guys were heavy drinkers, a lot of dirty jokes. I thought they were just the coolest cats in town.
Yeah, this was a family business.
You could smell the hooch coming off of this sumbitch when he was cutting your hair. It was a beautiful thing.
Dad started it, maybe 8 sons, that are part of that. That's actually the first time I realized you can have hair on the outside of your ears. Because the guy I went to, he took an electric razor and it shaved my earlobe. I'm like, what the hell was that? I thought he missed. I thought maybe he had a couple of shots or something beforehand. He's like, oh, yeah, you had a few pretty long ear hairs there. I had no idea you could get them there.
Oh, yeah, that electric razor that I use, like I said, like the Johnny Cash song, it goes everywhere. I push that thing far into my ear hole. I do. It's not doctor recommended how far I push.
Oh, I do. I'm talking about the outside, like your ear rim.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, all that stuff.
Why does that grow so fast?
On the ear, in the ear.
I've been getting a lot of nose hair lately.
It can happen. I completely skull F myself with that damn thing.
Ashley, I wonder if you have any experience with this. I'd read once that the longest relationship a woman has is with the person who does her hair.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I recently had a change, and that's hard. That's heartbreaking. The hairstylist I usually go to, she developed like an allergy against bleach or whatever they use to highlight my hair, and so she can't do my hair anymore. I miss her a lot.
You realize that she just doesn't like you, right?
No.
You bought that story about how she has an allergy to the bleach or something that's in your hair, so she can't cut your hair anymore?
Yeah, she did it for so long that, it started to, make her break out in rashes on her hands and stuff.
Josh, tell her.
Ashley, did you not realize that your ex-husband said the same thing? He developed a bleach allergy and couldn't be married to you anymore?
Come on, Ashley. She just doesn't like you anymore.
Yeah,
Every place Dana's been fired from, and there are a lot, developed a bleach allergy and had to let him go.
I can't believe you fell for that. And it was wrong of this woman not just to be honest with you and just tell you, I don't like you, I don't want to cut your hair anymore. That was a cheap move on her part. All right. There we go.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
There's a douchiness to them.
The 93X half-assed morning show.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Bravo TV star Lala Kent holds nothing back on the Give Them Lala podcast.
No, I have a very short fuse.
Get to know the TV personality.
I don't need to watch the show because I get the real life version.
From relationships and motherhood.
Let me tell you something about breastfeeding.
To business and beyond.
You are scared of failure, so it prevents you
from trying.
This is where we implement a big set of ovaries, and then we obsess.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
Here on the 93X Half-assed Morning Show, in studio with us, our dear friend C. Willie Miles. Good to have you, C. Willie.
I turned my mic on. It was
we can hear you better when you do.
Right. It's always good to be hanging out with you, Ken.
We love having you.
We appreciate
Thank
that.
you for making the trip.
The year 20, then 25 is up next.
Oh, that's daunting.
It is?
Yeah, I just
2025.
it goes by very fast. Like everybody says, as soon as you turn 21, everything goes by very, very fast. And that's what is happening, and I don't like it.
Because it's true.
In my personal experience, that isn't true. Since I turned 40, it seems like between 40 and 53 now, I'm 53, went by in a blink of an eye. 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20s and 30s seemed very... Maybe this will play out this way for you, Ashley. My 20s and 30s crawled, just crawled, and it was magical. Oh, I was an animal. I had the best time in my 20s and 30s. From 40 till today seems like a blink of a damn eye. People are not looking forward to the year 2025. They're not. What do you think, C. Willie Miles? You looking forward to the next year?
Hey, man, I'm at that age where I look forward to every year.
I'm just glad to be here, too.
Right, I'm glad to be here, man.
Another day, another month, another year above ground.
I'll take it. Whatever it brings, man. I'm gonna, 10 toes down.
That's the logic of a mature person.
Right.
That's what that is.
I always see people talk about like 20s and stuff. Like, I don't ever want to be back in my 20s. I was broke. I was living check to check, man.
Well, yeah, but you had the time of your damn life. We were all broke when we were.
I did, man.
You did not have the time.
In my 20s, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for my real life. Between getting out of college and playing ball and then coaching and then working in radio and then all that kind of then started doing. I was trying to find a.
Okay.
I spent my 20s and between 21 and 33 just trying to find what that path was going to be.
Okay.
And then when I jumped on it, I had some good times in between, but
okay.
You know what I mean?
You had a little different experience.
Exactly.
Because I certainly struggled financially and otherwise in my 20s, but I just had the absolute time of my life. Right. But really, my 30s were even better.
Right.
I agree with that.
Even friggin' better.
So.
I thought, 30 and in your 30s was awesome.
I started gaining ground, man. I was feeling good. My kids were old. In my 20s, I had both my kids.
See,
already.
that makes a big difference.
Yeah, that
and
does.
I was just trying to make a living. I was trying to keep a nice place over my head.
You had the pressure of a family right away.
Right.
How old were you when your first child was born?
21.
God help us all.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Yeah, that's how my wife was.
That certainly will put a whole different paint job on
Maybe
things.
20.
You might have been 20?
You're not too sure.
I would be telling a different tale if I would have had a child at 20 years old.
Absolutely.
No question about it. Thank Christ I did not. All right, do you want to hear why people aren't looking forward to add 25? Because it's really stupid.
Yeah.
Someone noticed something about the calendar for 2025.
Oh, no.
What?
Are there going to be numbers involved?
No.
Okay.
It's really stupid. Don't worry yourself at all.
It has to be. As soon as you say they know something weird about the calendar, I'm like, ah!
Someone noticed something weird about the calendar, the social media dorks, and they got cooking on this. The year starts on a Wednesday. So the first 3 days of the year are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And on a calendar where the days of the week are shortened to just an initial, that means the calendar starts with WTF.
See, I take that the opposite. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That's encouraging.
What? Sweet.
Friggin' social media.
I would never even notice such a thing.
Never.
Because you're normal.
Is that why?
Normal people don't notice.
That's a nice thing to say.
You got to be just a conspiratorial type of person.
Yeah, that's
or very
that's
observant.
insane.
No, weird. Weird.
Now, someone else noted that the last time this happened, when a year began with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, otherwise known as WTF, the last time this happened was in 2020.
Well, year worked out well for me.
Was that a bad year?
What's significant there?
I don't remember.
That number means nothing to me. It's over, it's been passed, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. You're right. And there's been no repercussions.
None. I'm fine.
Everything's fine.
I'm sorry.
Jesus, play the Malcolm in the Middle friggin' audio again.
I know, that's why that was my callback.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to you guys this morning.
We appreciate that. Who here suffers from cringe attacks?
Oh, gosh, absolutely.
Big time.
Yeah, especially when I'm watching movies.
Why is it significant when you're... Well, maybe first I'll explain what a cringe attack is, because maybe some of you don't know. I can't say that I am too badly affected by cringe attacks. But this is being talked about now. Do you know what it means, C. Willie Miles?
Cringe?
Cringe attacks.
No.
Perfect. Then I'm going to tell you. You're sitting around doing not a damn thing, and then you have a random memory of something embarrassing, something stupid that you did years ago. Could have been a bad joke. Maybe you got shot down asking a foxy lady out on a date. You embarrassed yourself. You think back to these.
Oh, these are hypotheticals.
Well, no, things that happened in your life.
Yeah.
No, when he said that, got turned down by a foxy
You've
lady.
never been turned
You were turned down.
Yeah, you lost C. Willie on that one.
I was with you the whole way until you got shot down.
C. Willie
What do you mean turned down?
has the foxy ladies in the palm of his damn hand.
I married her.
That's right.
She did not turn me down.
So it's almost as if your mind is saying, this is the verbiage I have in front of me on the definition of a cringe attack. It's almost like your mind is saying, hey, remember this? Let's relive it together, and you have a cringe attack.
Right.
This is, well, it kind of fits with your personality, Josh, that you would be a victim or a sufferer of cringe attacks.
Oh, yeah. I would say probably 2-3 times a week. It's usually something involving this place.
That's it?
Or is it you're more?
Oh my gosh, I would say at least like 5 times a day.
Yeah, with Ashley.
Oh my gosh, my head is constantly just trying to torture me. It's like, hey, remember that really insanely embarrassing thing you did?
Well, give us a good one. Give us a good one.
It would take me a second. I have to.
All right, Dana, do you have a good one? You say you have a lot of cringe attacks?
Yeah, I'm kind of like Ashley. I'm just trying to think of, because it's like pretty much everything I do. I'm like, oh God, that was so awkward.
Yeah, okay.
Ashley, what about falling down with bags of soup?
Okay, see, that doesn't make me cringe that bad.
Anybody can fall down.
But one, for example, it was Thanksgiving, and so I went over to my boyfriend's family's Thanksgiving, and I just feel like I talked too much, and every time I think about what I said and the words I said, even though it wasn't bad, I just cringe, and I have to like push it out of my head as fast as possible.
You didn't say anything necessarily offensive. You just thought you talked too much.
Yeah, and about stupid things like why did I say that? Why?
Oh yeah.
Why did I speak at all?
Okay, see, and this is great, and I hope we can all help each other out, because Josh and Ashley, you need, and Dana, you need to know that a lot of what you cringe about isn't cringe-worthy.
Boy, I don't know.
But your personality and the way you're wired, you would disagree with me.
I have like something out of the Matrix where I have a cringe attack about the time I explained what I do when I get a cringe attack. I've since changed that. And now if I'll explain, which is going to lead to a third one probably on my way home. I used to, for whatever reason, I don't even want to say it.
Here we go.
You have to.
Here we friggin' go.
It'll make me feel better.
Set off a chain reaction of cringe attack for Josh here.
For whatever reason, and I know this is strange, when something would pop in my head And I'd be just like my body had to react. I was so cringy that I would spell the word penis in sign language. I don't know why. To try and crack myself up or whatever.
All right, hang on a second. This needs repeating.
And I admitted that once on the air, and then I had a cringe attack that, why did I admit that? I don't have to share everything.
This does ring a bell. We love when you share everything because a lot of it is so interesting. So what you just said, and this does ring a bell. You're sitting at home. You have a cringe attack over something you said or did years ago.
And it's usually more recent than years, but sometimes years ago, yeah.
And in order to... The therapy that you developed in order to snap yourself out of it would be to spell penis in sign language?
That's correct.
Can you do that for me real quick? Yeah. N-I-S. Okay.
Yep, you got it.
And that would be like a reset button for you to hopefully move on.
Yeah. Either that or I'll swear at myself. That's more what I do now because after admitting that, I got so much crap that I thought, well, I'm going to change that up. I'm going to change that behavior.
And
also, I would have some deaf people looking at me like, what the hell's that guy doing?
Yeah. Exactly.
I swear, too.
You trying to get some action there, pal? What's going on?
What if they sign? What if they
go? No thanks.
Yeah, then I'm turned down. That's even worse.
Maybe someday someone will sign yes, please. C. Willie Miles, cringe attacks. Is that part of your makeup?
Not really.
No, me neither.
Nice.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done many regrettable things in my life. Many regrettable things. But I guess I'm just lucky, and C. Willie Miles must be wired the same way. It's just, I can move on. I can say to myself, it happens, or that's a long time ago. It's over. People forget. What I think would help Ashley and Dana and Wapple, Ashley, I'll get there. Who's on the show?
I'm Josh.
What would help Josh, Ashley, and Dana is to hear that people forget very easily.
I try to think about, like, if somebody was in my position. Like, I don't remember anything cringy that my friends do or that, like, my family members do. I don't really... Like, I don't remember them talking too much or them being awkward, so I try to tell myself that.
Outside of extraordinary moments.
Yes, exactly.
You easily forget about your friends and family members' cringy moments, so they do the same for you. Dana, can you think of, you say this happens to you all day, every day, and it fits your personality. Can you think of one that especially haunts you?
Not one that especially haunts me because it just happens so often, and I'm like Josh, too, where I don't spell penis with sign language when I have one of these.
Nor do I anymore.
Okay, proud of you. Hopefully I can snap this too. But
what do? Draw one on a wall or something?
I just take mine out, actually.
You take it out.
Like a
take it out and hit it.
Why spell it when I can see it?
No, I audibly say the word ouch when I think of something cringy.
You do.
To the point where my fiance, she like, or anyone around me, like, what's wrong? Did you step on something? And then it makes it even more awkward, like Josh, because I have to explain, no, I just thought of, the time I got pantsed in front of Cassie in 7th grade, and that just makes it even more weird.
Well, anybody would cringe at the thought of that. It's the little things that I hope you folks can somehow move beyond.
I know.
This isn't going to help right here, Josh. I'll try anything 4 times Jesus. Just text it in, and he wants to pass this message to Josh and Ashley and Dana. He says, don't listen to Nick and C. Willie Miles. We don't forget these things.
Oh, I know.
Stop.
I was going to mention.
Shut up.
If anyone checks our text messages, people don't forget certain things. That's for sure.
Well, what are they saying on the text message?
I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
Like one time, this is not, I thought it was cringe for her, not for me. Because I said it to be funny. Because when I'm golfing, I'm generally having a blast.
Yeah.
And this young lady pulled up on a cart, the cart girl.
Yeah.
And I always, it's me asking for salted nuts. Like I want salted nuts. And I saw her, and I golf at this golf course all the time. But I didn't know this particular cart girl. And she pulled up, and I was like, whoa, where have you been? I said, the word on the street is that you have the best nuts in Phoenix. And
in all of Phoenix.
And I go, that did not come out the way
that you wanted to.
Right. I meant, I'm talking peanuts, right? And then it was, it went, I could see the look on her face.
Do you remember to this day the look on her face?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then what made it even worse is that after I got the nuts from her, and then and I wound up feeling so bad, I tipped her $50. Well, I gave her money then it just looked like I was cringed by what I did. And I wasn't. I just meant it to be funny. And then when she came back by, she goes, need some more nuts.
Oh, no.
She said, I do have the best nuts.
Everyone finds themselves.
Do you guys suffer from secondhand embarrassment, or you?
Yeah.
No.
That I
So
do.
that's what I thought we were talking about at first, and that's what I meant when I get that the most when I'm watching movies.
Yeah, I agree,
Because I'll have to cover my eyes like a little kid watching a scary movie.
That's hilarious. My son, so he's 13. He does that. If it like a Ben Stiller movie or something where too many cringy things are happening, he will cover his face, and he just can't handle it. He's so embarrassed.
Very interesting.
So bad, especially like an awkward kiss. Oh no.
Second-hand cringing is also a thing. Okay. Well, there's probably nothing that I could say to you or C. Willie Miles could say to you that you haven't already said to yourself on the topic of all this cringing going on, but just try to take it easier on yourself.
All right, let it go.
That's never going to work, Josh, is it? Just
I probably will.
Does it help at all to hear that out loud? Just take it easier.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I listen to what you have to say.
I know you do.
Sometimes you forget. You'll say, well, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, you told me to, and you forget that you told me to.
Well, yeah, I'm a forgetful person.
Right.
Oh, now I'm cringing.
It happened this morning. Like, oh, why would you do that? Like, well, you told me to do that. Like, oh, yeah, I did, didn't I?
If you want a guy to cringe, it's Cubby. If you want a guy to forget an entire conversation,
I'll cringe for you. I'll
it's
offer
likely going to be
a free cringe service, so you don't have to go through that.
World-class entertainer C. Willie Miles.
Thanks, man.
You got shows coming up? People text in. They want to know about your shows.
Yes, I am. I'm going to be doing my holiday Christmas show at Crooners on the 28th of December. We just did that, and they called me up and asked me if I would be interested in doing a holiday show, and I'm like, yeah. I did my Home for the Holidays show 2 years ago there, and they really loved it, and I like doing that show. I usually do it in Prior Lake, but I didn't this year, and then I decided I generally don't work between the 21st of December and the 6th of January. I usually take that whole time off just for holiday, family, travel, whatever.
College football.
And so I'm doing, 20.
He watched a lot of college football.
So the 28th, I'm going to be there. 6:30 show. It's going to be a great show.
Cool, man.
28th, you said?
The 28th of December. It's
Okay.
a Saturday.
Special holiday Christmas C. Willie Miles program.
It was called Home for the Holidays, but then they said someone else has that name, and I'm like, well, then just take it away because it's mine. I've already had
easy
presidents.
solution.
Yeah.
Do
it's called a holiday comedy show now.
Do you wear a special outfit for your
Yes, I
holiday?
do.
You do.
Man. I jazz up. I jazz it up a little bit with a little red.
Yeah.
Christmas
a little
sweater?
Christmassy. Not a Christmas sweater.
No, thank God you don't. I'm glad you don't do that bit.
Yeah, I got the cool suits. I got
All
the
right.
shiny
Oh,
suit
sweet.
with the sweet satin tie and the sweet red satin little, what do you call this thing you stick?
Pocket square?
I bet you look hot.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I bet
sexy.
you look hot.
Pretty sexy on stage.
Can you buy tickets yet?
Can I?
Well, you don't need to.
Oh,
It's your show.
yeah. The tickets are on sale right now. Yeah,
Ah, okay.
absolutely. You can go to my website. Just go to my name. Go to just C. Willie Miles. Just Google that.
All right.
And all of that comes up, everything.
Well, sounds like it'd be a riot. I mean, especially
It's a great show. I talk about just family. I talk about how, sad gifts that you get.
Sure.
I talk about my beef with Santa.
Oh, I didn't know you had one.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
wow.
That dude.
For how many years have the two of you not seen eye to eye, you and Santa
Since
Claus?
I was 4.
Since you were 4.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing beef. But some of us are old enough to remember when Santa used to come on TV and read off names of the kids, you know?
Yeah.
And
he
you
did?
sat there and he would read all the names.
And
I knew
what
the
they
kids
wanted for Christmas.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I knew the kids from my neighborhood,
Yeah.
you know? And then, he never said Willie.
No.
He never said
so
Willie. I'm
sorry.
just like, how do you not? That's a common name down south.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Willie Earl,
Vernon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He never would say Willie. He would say Billy.
I'm so sorry.
And I'm like, I believe Santa was racist.
Would it? Oh my my God.
Because, that is like, he would say Billy, he would say Bill, and,
But not Willie.
Yeah, Wiley. And I'm like, okay, Willie's got to be next.
That is one hell of a statement to make.
William. He never said little William. I'm like, what about me? Every year I did that.
We've never closed a show with such a controversial statement
That's
before.
awesome. Yeah, if we go to a Christmas parade, I'm just going to nudge my son and go, yeah, see the guy in the beard there? He's a racist. We don't talk to that guy.
Right. My friend said so. I mean, how do you not say Willie? Of all those years, you know what I mean? And that's stuck with me all the way through. I'm just like, you know what, dude? If I ever see you, I mean, I remember nights when we had this one house that had a chimney. I sat there all night. My dad told me, you got to go to bed. He ain't coming.
You sat there waiting on his ass.
Said, yeah.
So you could yell, racist,
right,
as he was on his way down.
I just wanted. I would have been the first one to say that, and that was back in the '60s. I would say my name. Say my name. You say my name right now.
Man, you're cold-blooded.
I know, man. I'm sorry.
No,
if there's kids listening, that is not. I was upset. That's not really who I am.
As Josh would say, you said some things. I said some things.
You will do better.
Well, I will do.
You're going to treatment.
I'm in therapy right now to get some of this taken care of. But most people, if you know me, you know that's not who I am.
Okay. Right. We do know you. We know you very well. We always enjoy you stopping by. You look wonderful. We'll
you
see
really
you.
Do.
Whenever
Thanks,
you
man.
call, the door's always open for C. Willie.
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
And let's haul Mr. Undefeated into this mess. What's up, Vikings long snapper Andrew DePaula? Hello.
Good morning, guys.
Depot.
Good morning. What's with this undefeated approach to the season so far? What's the strategy behind something like that?
Great question. Man, I don't know. Just taking it one game at a time, one practice at a time, not really looking too far ahead, and just concentrating on what we got in front of us.
But you guys pretty much stomped a club that everybody always, notes as a top power in the NFC. You just stomped their guts out.
Yeah, we played pretty well against them. We did. We left some things on the table there, too. I mean, we had, I think we fumbled like on the 5-yard line, and we had that interception down there in the red zone. So, I mean, we left some points on the board, too, which is kind of scary if you think about it. We're playing pretty well.
Right, outside of a couple of mistakes, if it wasn't for those two mistakes, it would have been a total blowout. So are you the guy that takes it upon himself to go talk to the quarterback and the running back about
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I tell them what they should have done and what I saw in that play.
I mean, you are a team captain. I mean, you should be doing your job, man.
That's right. They listen. They look up to you.
I bet they would take it from you. I bet they'd listen.
Yeah, I bet they'd listen, and then when I turn around, do the same hand gestures I do to you guys.
Or they'd say, wait, what was that guy's name again?
Regarding that hand gesture, we were kind of talking about this yesterday, so... your coach does it, what's it called, Sunday
Conversation with Caleb Presley.
Did you see that, Andrew? Do you know what we're talking about?
No. Is that like a show he does every Sunday?
I thought it was called Between Two Ferns.
It's similar in style. And so he was, you know what, I've got it. I'll load this up so you can hear it. But basically, we were wondering if he got a reference to masturbation, because it kind of seemed like he didn't know what it meant.
We're going to talk masturbation references, Andrew.
I wasn't expecting this to come up, but it's kind of...
Prepare yourself.
Okay, here, hold on a second. Here it is.
So it's some kind of comedic interview show?
Yeah, the guy's very funny. Caleb Presley, right? That's the right guy? He's very funny.
Oh, was this the Barstool thing?
Yes. Yeah, Barstool Sports.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Did you watch it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll play it for people who haven't heard it, and we kind of think there was definitely a masturbation reference, but it didn't seem like Coach got it. Oh, hold on, my computer's.
You need a drum fill?
That's why I had it switched over to drum machine. We've got a drum machine now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Does that replace the trombone?
It's a saxophone, for God's sake, Randy Shaver, that Josh plays a saxophone.
Yes, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Nick and Josh are just jamming.
I feel like I'm on hold.
Hold music is better than this, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can.
Oh, here we go.
That's
At
your
the
hold
ballpark.
I feel like we got distracted a little bit.
If you're wondering what's new around here, Andrew DePaula, it's Josh got me a finger bang drum machine for my birthday the other day. So I have this cute instrument, and it's plugged into the board, and I'm out of control with the damn thing.
Nick finger drums all the time.
Yeah.
And so I thought, let's just get him a kit or multiple kits because you can choose between a whole bunch.
Yeah. Are you a fiddler, Andrew DePaula? Do you twiddle you drum on tables and things like that? I've always been a twiddler like that.
Yeah, sometimes.
Then you got to get one
I've been
of these
known to
days.
twiddle.
Josh, you should text Andrew DePaula and tell him whatever you call this thing that's in front of me, like the brand name and whatnot. You got to get this at the house, Andrew DePaula. You'll be single within a week. 'Cause I turn it all the way up at the house and then oh, God. And the friggin' wife comes at me with a...
We do get a lot of texts wondering what it is. So it's, if you're curious, it's a Yamaha, the FGDP50. The finger drum pad.
Cool.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not making this up. We would never lie to Andrew DePaula. So
way.
you were trying to find this audio
I found it.
Kevin O'Conrad
Yes.
on Between Two Ferns.
Nope.
It's a very popular...
No. Sunday conversation with Caleb Press. Here we go.
Head coach for the Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell. This is just a question from a fan.
Yeah.
This happens to be also my little cousin.
Do you really love us here in Minnesota, or are you just here for the money and women? And as a follow-up, if you are here for the women, do you know that you came to the wrong place? There's a lot to unpack there. I'll start out by saying that I love Minnesota, I love our fans.
This question is from a fellow NFL coach, Brandon Staley.
Good friend of mine.
Kevin O'Connell chokes his chicken so hard he throws up in the car.
That, believe it or not, would be accurate. One time, right in front of Brandon, I had a chicken sandwich, and I legitimately choked in the backseat of the car. And I looked over at him for help in the moment, and he looked at me and then just took another bite of his chicken sandwich and kept it moving.
So that's true.
It's true.
Okay. Kevin O'Connell chokes his chicken so hard he throws up.
So we were all talking about it yesterday, and it didn't seem like Kevin knew what he was talking about or didn't get the reference. What do you think?
Is he like an overly straight-laced dude? Is he so straight-laced that he doesn't understand the reference of choking a chicken?
Because we all thought everyone had heard that before.
What do you think?
I wouldn't say he's straight-laced, but I don't know. It sounds like there's like an actual story there.
Yeah, that's
with
what I
him
was
actually choking in the car. I mean, maybe he was going, maybe he was like, hey, like, that's a real thing. Like, I actually choked on a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
He was treating it seriously.
Yeah, he didn't pick up on it.
Maybe he has a completely different favorite slang term. Completely different favorite slang term for masturbation.
Oh, I'd love to hear a top 5. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
How did he get out of choking, though? Like, he didn't finish the story.
I don't know.
How is he still here today?
Yeah. You don't know the rest of the story, Josh?
No.
Somebody stepped on his chest and punched it out of there?
Just worked it out himself, I guess.
That's scary stuff. Hey, Andrew, I know you're only 2 weeks into the season, but how does a vacation on a tropical island sound to you?
Yeah, sounds great.
Does that sound okay to you? Because with this drum machine, I can take you there real quick, okay? Close your eyes. Andrew DePaula,
Okay.
Close your eyes. Josh, describe to him what's happening.
Well, we're all on a beach together. I'm wearing less clothes than any of you are comfortable with.
Time out. Can y'all not be there? This is just me.
Hey, it's your imagination, whatever you want.
Here we are. We're just... Pass me that, what do they drink on?
Pina
Tropic?
colada.
Yeah.
For some reason, Wapple has that white lifeguard stuff on his nose.
You know what's really funny is that's the music I lived to since June 29th.
Oh, that's retirement music, yeah.
That's retirement music.
Oh, you dick. You're right. Ever since June 29th, you've been living that damn...
Yeah. That's the music I wake up to every morning.
We try to have some laughs around here, Andrew DePaula. What is this now? A listener texted in something about you, Andrew.
Okay. Uh-oh.
That you and I can no longer be twinsies with our adorable gaps in our front teeth. Someone texted in and said you're wearing braces now. You got your teeth fixed or something like that. Is there any truth to that?
Man, how'd they figure that out?
Because NFL fans are sick stalkers. That's why.
I'm wearing these angel aligners, they're called. The little clear plastic aligners that slowly move your teeth.
I mean, is this something you've wanted to do for a while, or what prompted it?
No. My wife wanted to do it, and I'm supporting her. So I figured if she's in pain with moving her teeth and having a baby, I'm going to be in pain too.
Does it hurt a little bit?
Just when you put them in, like, for the first time. So I have, like, I guess they're called trays for, like, the little, they look mouth guard looking things. And I have one a week, and I change them out every week. And then once you change them out, they're, like, pretty tight for the first, like, 3 or 4 days. And then your teeth move, and they feel good.
Well,
how long do they expect it's going to take until they're touching there?
Yeah, you didn't have, if I remember when we met and, seeing you here and there on television, it wasn't anything wildly noticeable. You just had a little gap ski.
Yeah, I love my gap. Like, I didn't care. I thought it was, not cool, but it just was me. I've had it my whole life. I even talked about, like, keeping it and just moving all the other teeth and
more gaps.
Creating gaps for every tooth.
You were going to go with just the front teeth. That look. Like,
yeah,
like
then the
Bugs
orthodontist was like, I don't know if that's the direction we go, but
so,
I was like, all right, fine.
What did you ask, Josh? How long of a process is it?
Yeah, how long before they think it'll be all wrapped up?
Oh, so yeah, I have my first set of trays. I have 30 trays, which is going to be, obviously 30 weeks. I started in June, so this will take me, I think, through the end of the season, and then I think I go back and we do like another assessment and then see how many more trays I'll need. So right now I'm just on 30 trays, and then we'll figure it out from there.
All right, dude. Well, there you go, but I can't help but feel a little bit abandoned. Because I'm still rocking the same chiclets, from my kindergarten picture. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I always thought, I guess, and of course my folks paid no attention to such things. Most kids' parents would say, well, it's time to get your teeth fixed. My parents never said a word because it would have costed them more than $3. I think I didn't have it as difficult as some other kids. Some other kids really struggle with that, with their general appearance overall. But I know some kids who were really self-conscious about their teeth. I never really cared much about it. There was one trip I made to the dentist when I was about 18 or 19, where they entertained the idea of adding some kind of porcelain setup to close the gap. I remember having that conversation, and then I never went back. I remember, though, girls would tell me that I reminded them of David Letterman at times, and so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The gap tooth vibe, so I'm still there. If you ever go back to it, Andrew, I'll be there for you.
He gets it redone. Can you give me the opposite now where they stretch them back out?
I used to be able to do like this cool little trick. You spit water in a line right out of your two middle teeth. I'm kind of upset that that's going to be gone.
Oh, that is a loss.
Dude.
I've always wanted the gleek. I've never been able to do it on purpose. Something like that would be pretty cool.
So you could do like a human water gun type gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no,
cool.
I never developed any skills with these tombstones that I have hanging out of my yap here. I wish I could whistle with them or do something. There's nothing I can do. I have no superpowers.
So when you had a lisp, was that a factor or not related?
No, the gap was not a factor when I was young and had a lisp. It was simply because when I was saying my S's, I was ramming my tongue into my teeth as opposed to the roof of my mouth. And that was a very easy fix. Like I've told you before, Josh, I actually was kind of nervous about that. My mom said, well, we're going to send you to a speech therapist to correct your lisp. And I thought, oh, God, I'm going to be there for months, and it's going to be painful and boring. It took 3 seconds for the lady to say, stop connecting your tongue to your teeth when you say your S's hit the roof of your mouth, and the sessions were over at that point. Did your gap affect your speech at all, Andrew, when you were a kid?
No, No, luckily.
Yeah, I hear you.
Luckily, it did not.
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry, NFL fans. They don't allow you to have any secrets anymore, Andrew.
I guess not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be better looking without the gap or how it works, but we'll see.
We'll find out. So really, it was like something that your wife told you she wanted you to do?
Yeah, so I think she kind of looked into it. And, we have some deal through the NFLPA where, you get these invisible aligners, you get some sort of percentage off if you do a social media post. Maybe that's where they found out. I did post on social media. And my wife had expressed that she was interested in getting them, just to kind of make some small corrections with her teeth. And I was like, all right, well, I'll see if, you can get the deal. And then when we went to our hometown orthodontist, he had reached out to this company, Angel Aligners, and they had reached back and said, yep, we'll, take care of both of them. And, if they help us out with some social media posts and do some content stuff for us behind the scenes. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You did. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, you guys have braces or retainers or anything when you were kids?
I had braces for 3 years from the time I was in 7th grade all the way through 9th grade.
Is that an extraordinarily long time?
Not if you ask my brother. He had his from 13 to 17, 18. Yeah, 4 or 5 years, I think.
I think I had mine 5 years.
Yeah, he had it all of high school and all of middle school.
And it's not like you're not going through other changes in life between 7th and 9th grade.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't the most ideal time.
Between the pimples and the this and the that.
Yeah, hormones.
Right.
Brad would just cry on his way to picture day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So, really, what's the average amount of time someone wears braces when they're a kid? 3-4 years sounds extraordinarily long to me.
I think usually around 2.
Yeah, I'd say a couple.
And sometimes you can go in phases, right? Where you'll have them, like my stepdaughter did that. She had it for a couple years, and then they gave her a break, and then they put them back on.
Oh,
Brad, did you ever get them? Did you get the braces caught up in the hay bales ever? Growing up there?
No, didn't get them caught up in the hay bales, no. Trying to figure out how I would ever do that. But, yeah.
I'm picturing it.
Maybe one of the cool kids threw a hay bale at you.
For the city kids listening, they would think, well, didn't he eat hay for breakfast?
You're out there. You're baling hay.
It's in the air.
You throw it up on the wagon.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Someone throws it at you.
Andrew, somebody else texted and said that you have a great story about the kicker getting to the stadium. Are you familiar with what that means?
Yeah. So Will, our kicker, if you haven't seen him, go ahead and pull up a picture of Will. He doesn't look like your prototypical football player.
I've seen him at Walmart.
Yeah. So every stadium we've been to, including our own, he's been stopped from going on the field because the security does not believe that he's a player.
So he's in uniform? He's in uniform?
Usually it's like pregame when you go out, in your shorts and t-shirt, your Vikings shorts and t-shirt.
Sure.
So yeah, not in uniform yet. But even here at the facility, security stopped him and asked him who he was with.
Hey, where are your parents?
Dude.
Yeah, where's mom and dad?
Yeah, it's hilarious because he just gets more mad and frustrated. Like, God, they don't think I'm a player. And I'm like, can you blame them?
Well, now you just got to keep it going now. Get every stadium you go to.
Get the security
in on the gig. Yeah, exactly.
Or just give them stuff a little kid would have, like some cotton candy or something.
Or hire a cop to pretend to arrest him, wait, put him in cuffs.
Oh, that would be good. That would be
funny.
good. Yeah, poor guy.
This is an ongoing routine where they keep pinning the kicker up against a wall and asking him who he is.
Nobody takes me seriously.
Would it help at all if he grew himself a beard, or would that just be overkill?
I don't know if he can.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Lucky bastard. Really, honestly. I've always been envious of guys who don't have to shave, and you know what I'm talking about? Good for him if he I wish I had that problem.
Isn't it funny how that goes? Like when you're like a middle schooler, you're so jealous of the kids that could grow facial hair, and then after a while, you're right, it's a pain.
Oh, man. Andrew DePaula, were you very sympathetic if, I imagine, you did see the video of the Green Bay Packers center last Sunday who vomited on the football before he snapped it to his quarterback?
I did see the video, and I wouldn't say sympathetic is the word I would use for how I was feeling.
Man, what a tough spot that dude was in. He yaks on the football just seconds before the quarterback wants the damn thing. He does his job, and the quarterback, from what I understand, meant to throw a pass, but he couldn't because the ball was all the ball was covered in the center's friggin' breakfast.
God. That's gross.
Man.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was he just like, was he sick? Was it nerves? Was he just tired?
I'm not sure.
Does anyone know, like, no?
We were wondering the same thing. I think when the story first broke, I said, and I think this is true, vomit is playing a greater role in professional sports these days than I ever anticipated. We're seeing more and more athletes vomiting on the field, and so maybe you would be able to answer this question. Is there something about the fluid intake or the protein intake or something that your team nutritionist is pushing on you guys that's making so many of you splash on the ball field?
I don't think so. No.
Well, you haven't.
No, I don't think so.
Well, yeah. So we don't have an answer. We don't know what was wrong with the guy. All right. What else is going on around here for Andrew DePaula? Oh, be on the lookout now. Be wary of this. Derek Carr of the New Orleans Saints was fined $14,000 for a crotch grab celebration when the Saints were playing the Dallas Cowboys last weekend. So if you have something to celebrate out there, Andrew, maybe keep it kind of subtle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They say don't go towards those private part areas. Just keep it above the waist.
Yeah. They referred to it in this story as a Michael Jackson-style crotch grab celebration that Derek Carr cut loose.
He said his brothers put him up to it.
Is that right?
Yeah, they told him to do it.
They stay. What else did they say, Andrew DePaula, aside from stay away from your, privates?
No thrusting. No thrusting of the hips.
Is it no now? Because remember before it was like anything past 3 is where you got in trouble. They gave you like the first 2. And he hit
we're advised to stay away from the hip thrusting, just in general. I think, and I mean, come on, you guys know the refs are human, right? So it just kind of, if they're in a bad mood or not feeling great, they're going to be like, that's too many. Or it's like, if they're in a good mood, they're like, all right, thrust away, big guy. You never know. So you just say, hey, let's stay away from the thrusting. And then like any like firearm movements, like shooting a gun or firing a gun, that's a no-no.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there you go. $14,000 less in, what's his name, Derek Carr's wallet. Okay, we know you got to get going, Andrew DePaula. And, back to the... Yes.
Did Derek Carr's brothers pay the fine if they put him up to it?
Oh, good question. I haven't seen.
Because they know he's going to get fined.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be, I don't know about... I don't know what Derek Carr's brothers do for a living, but they're probably not raking down the same dough.
I don't think they make what he makes.
We know you got to get going, Andrew DePaula, but damn, we've had fun again talking to you. You got Sunday's game against the Houston Texans. We wish you all the luck in the world. Keep your breakfast down while you're snapping that football.
I'll do my best. Always a pleasure, guys. Thanks,
you. Broski.
Yep. Thanks.
Andrew DePaula.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, Backtracks.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen here. Join me and my compadre, Chris Brockman, every Monday on the Overreaction Monday podcast. I'm also saying the record's going to go down.
I'm saying the record's going down anyway. The guy.
I don't think you're off on this at all. Like, you're spot on here. I don't think this is an overreaction because we have no idea what we're reacting to. Come react or overreact with us.
Overreaction Monday. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
It's game over. Over, man.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Randy Shaver texted in last night and said he's very sick
Yeah, that came in very late last night.
And unavailable this morning.
It's too bad.
It's kind of funny, actually.
I don't find that very funny.
So, I mean, the pressure is on the lonely boy like maybe it's never been before.
No, not really.
You don't care.
No. I've been in this position before. It's fine.
You don't friggin' care. And you have been in this position before, and you have thrived. I got to ask you a question. It's not sports related. It's Friday. You know, who cares? It's an F-off day for the most part. So I'm going to go this way first with you, Brad Ryder. You know what Josh just told us a few minutes ago, and it really grabbed me. I hope a few of the rest of you has taken interest in it as well. Josh was talking about what? Okay, it was 25 years ago today that Creed, a band that a lot of people enjoy kicking the hell out of as often as they can, kind of like Nickelback, Creed, people love to make fun of Creed. 25 years ago, they put out a record called I'll Bury You in Clay. What was it called?
Clay.
Human Clay. And that record sold 22 million copies?
20 million worldwide.
20 million worldwide. Did you buy that record, Brad Ryder? Josh did.
No.
You never got into Creed?
No, I really didn't. I never got into Creed, really. No.
Was I the only one who was totally taken by surprise that band sold 20 million copies of one of their records?
It shocked me. I knew people were like in love with them. But
Well, yeah, everybody knew that.
To that degree.
They're very much a band that has that cult following, and people will buy their stuff no matter what.
Is that right?
I think so. I mean,
That's what I always thought.
Their guitar player, especially Mark Tremonti, he's incredible. He is such a good guitar player.
So I had to look this stuff up. I just had to look up, you
get obsessed.
what kind of company does that put them in? 20 million records sold, not career, one record selling 20 million. So, there's varying reports on this. Tell me if any of you have these records.
Now, do you have the worldwide? Because that's the number we're talking about here, worldwide.
I think so. I think so, yeah. Back in Black by AC/DC has sold 49 million copies.
Ooh, wow.
Of course, the untouchable of all time is friggin' what's his name again? He died.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Thriller. What did he reach there? I don't know.
70 million worldwide.
Yeah, that's what I have here. 70 million.
It's amazing.
And then, according to a lot of the lists I saw, next up is Back in Black from AC/DC. 50 million, 49 million. There's, like I said, there's conflicting reports. And then you go, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, 45 million copies. Anybody who's not looking at it, you want to take any? Brad Ryder, guess some other records you think might be in that kind of company.
Oh, let's see. A group. Well, I like this group, so I'm just going to throw it out there. And they're kind of an all-timer group that has sold a lot of records. The Eagles, are they on there?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, their greatest hits compilation, which was released in 1976, has sold over 40 million copies. Yes, good guess, the Eagles. Meatloaf, Bat Outta Hell, 1977, with 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad and Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, 43, I think, million copies.
Is there a Linkin Park album on there?
Oh, I don't see a Linkin Park
right?
record anywhere near this kind of company.
Yeah, Linkin Park is too close to the digital age to...
I'm sensing a lot of late 70s, early 80-ish type things on this list, and I think it's because obviously you had to buy the record.
That'll never happen again.
No, that's what I'm saying. That'll
Exactly.
never happen now.
Exactly.
It'll be streams, right? They'll just say it had a billion streams or whatever.
Late 70s into the 80s, I mean, that was the number one pastime in America, was buying records, buying cassette tapes, whatever was available. I mean, I'm sorry I blew up, but I do take interest in this stuff. Every once in a while, you forget. I mean, just how massive some records were. I'm seeing some texts come in. Slippery When Wet from Bon Jovi. Yes, 28 million copies of that friggin' album. Appetite for Destruction. If we're just talking about rock records, Appetite sold 28 million, just like Slippery When Wet. Nevermind by Nirvana, 30 million. Alanis Morissette and that Jagged Little Pill Boy, I got sick of that.
Oh, I love that.
33 million copies. Led Zeppelin, what is...
Taylor Hawkins. That's how I became familiar with him.
Yeah.
Going to that
And
show.
you know what you're not mentioning is like the Beatles, and they were massively popular, but again, they didn't really hit the scene when people were buying a lot of records.
Well, the Beatles are in here too, Brad Ryder. They have the 7th highest selling rock record of all time with the Sgt. Pepper's By Damn Lonely Hearts Club Band. They sold 32 million, but you're right, in the 60s it wasn't...
Yeah.
You know, hell, in the 60s, some parents said to their children, no, I'm not giving you the money for that record. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Elvis?
I don't see Elvis in here.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, very surprising.
But again, like to our point, maybe that was before records were just a must. And the way they released records were different back then too, Josh. You know, albums weren't so much of a big deal as it was a single.
Yeah, the 45s.
Right.
This quick Google says Elvis Presley, his everything he released has sold over 1 billion.
Yeah.
Over 1 billion records.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose.
And Michael Jackson was in the 100 and some million. He was way up there, too, if you consider everything he's put out.
Yeah, but, you know, it wasn't, right. Elvis records, it wasn't like
and again, this is worldwide.
Yep. There you go. There's some interesting characters in here on these all-time lists. I mean, Shania Twain had a record that sold 30 million copies.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Led Zeppelin, of course, had a couple in there. Celine Dion had a record that sold 21 million copies. I wouldn't know Adele if she was kicking my ass.
Oh, I love Adele.
She has a record that sold 27 million. Metallica is in there, and of course, they're in town this weekend. Their first of 2 shows is tonight. Their 1991 record, the Black Album, sold 22 million copies.
I'm being, well, I was going to say forced, but that's not the right word. I'm gladly going to an Adele concert with my wife in a few months.
You're going to see Adele in concert?
Oh, where's that at?
Yeah,
in Vegas.
I thought she was doing a residency.
Yeah, so last March, actually last Christmas, I bought that for my wife for Christmas because she's always wanted to see her.
Well, tell me then, if she was kicking my ass, what song might she be singing?
Don't ask me.
What song, Josh?
I don't know if it's called Hello, but
yes, it is.
Is it called Hello?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one that
You've
they
probably
played
heard
on the
it before.
radio, yeah. That's me and my dad's artist together. We used to listen to her all the time.
Creed actually are in town tomorrow. Well, they're at Treasure Island.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Yeah. I got a couple texts on that. All right, so, you know, we don't have to spend all day on this. I got excited. But, you know, throughout this list of biggest selling albums ever, there's a lot of powerhouse acts. Michael Jackson, AC/DC, Whitney Houston, Pink Floyd, Eagles, folks you'd expect to hear from. Bee Gees, my God, massive.
Oh, I love the Bee Gees.
Who doesn't? If you don't love the Bee Gees, there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
The one that grabbed me, I mean, I guess aside from Adele, just because I'm not familiar at all with who that is, I was trying to find the one that would surprise you. Bob Marley, okay, yeah, he was wildly popular all over the world.
Blind Melon.
Blind Melon, where are they?
Just kidding.
The massive record that grabbed me, 20 million copies, someone called Norah Jones. Anybody?
Oh, yeah, what's her song?
Heard the name.
Yeah, you've...
Yeah.
I'm imagining you hear. She's like a pianist, right? Kind of very good at piano.
It says here in the year 2000 plus 2, someone called Norah Jones had a record that sold 20 million copies.
She does a lot of Christmas stuff, it looks like.
What a life, Brad Ryder. I mean, consider Metallica, who's, like I said, in town tonight, and then they play another show. So consider that life. Cut a record. Sell 20 million copies of the damn thing, whether you deserve it or not. And you're just on easy street until the day that you die.
Well, do that a few times.
Right.
Think about it. Yeah.
And there are, but you don't have to do it a few times. Oh, here's, what's your name again? Ashley. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory did sell 17 million records. Nice. I never could have told you that either, just like the Creed thing. Never could have guessed that.
What's another obscure name on that list, or did you go through?
No. I could go back and find another obscure name. Well, there's a couple of soundtracks. There's Grease and there's Titanic.
Mm-hmm. The Bodyguard soundtrack, too.
The Bodyguard? Why does that not grab me? What is The Bodyguard?
Whitney Houston.
Oh,
I Will
sure.
Always Love You.
Yeah, that's it. Just call it a Whitney Houston record.
Yeah.
You know? One that might surprise you. I don't know. Tell me if this surprises you. 1999, Carlos Santana had a record called Supernatural that sold over 20 million copies.
Yeah.
That was huge.
I was going to say, I bet there's some artists on there that we've never heard of from, like a Mexico or something like that most people don't.
I was trying to figure out if there was like maybe a one-hit wonder on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
They literally had one hit on the record that was
Vanilla
good.
Ice.
Everything else was garbage, and they sold 20 million.
Vanilla Ice could be it. Did you see that, or you're just guessing?
No, I'm guessing Vanilla. When you mentioned a one-hit wonder that blew up.
Ace of Base is on here, 23 million.
Ace of Base?
Yes.
I only know one of their songs.
Spice Girls, Ace of Base. I mean, Santana maybe was a poor addition just because he's been around for 65, 70 years or whatever. He's incredible.
So according to Grammy.com, 45 million copies. That's how many copies of the Bodyguard soundtrack sold worldwide. Wow.
And here's Def Leppard Hysteria, Josh. It says somewhere around 13, 14 million. Yeah, Carlos Santana, I never gave a rip. Never about Carlos Santana. Not my style. And then I saw him in concert 6-7 years ago. He opened up for Rod Stewart, and it blew my friggin' mind. That dude is incredible, and his band is incredible. Here's a text. What about Motley Crue? Motley Crue never sold anywhere near these friggin' other people. Queen, yeah, they have a couple of compilation records that are in there somewhere. All right, there you go.
Billy Joel is not on here anywhere.
No, yes, he is.
Is he? Okay,
a greatest hits record he released many years ago. He's up there in the 20 million there. Yes, he is.
That's my guy.
You love Billy Joel.
I do.
I love a few of his songs, too. I do.
Oh, yeah.
It might surprise you what my favorite Billy Joel song is. You tell us your favorite Billy Joel song, Brad Ryder, since you're such a big fan.
I seriously, I like 20, 25, 30 of his songs, but I guess The End is a pretty good song.
All right, see, I don't know that one. Could you sing it to me?
No, I can't really.
I love
this. I haven't had my coffee.
My favorite Billy Joel song, and maybe it's a cover, I don't know, is when he says, Johnny's and the ba-da-da-da-ka-ta-pa-ta-ta down on Sunset Boulevard. Say goodbye to Hollywood. I love that friggin' song. Yeah. I could listen to Say Goodbye to Hollywood all day long.
Mine is She's Always a Woman. That's the best.
I've seen him 5 times in concert.
This song is boring.
You recommended it
I
to
know
me
I
like
did,
5
and
years
I
ago.
regret it.
I love that song.
When I first met Ashley, she I think she heard Josh and I going back and forth on all these rock bands and rock songs that we love so much, and she said, look, I don't know Dick Tracy about a lot of these 70s, 80s. Would you write down some ballads that I might like? And I wrote down a couple by Billy Joel, and I regret it.
I love them.
Why do you regret it?
Because She's Always a Woman. It's such a boring song.
No.
What about I Thought She Was a Woman? I've had that experience before.
In this day and age, that would fit.
Oh, man.
A Matter of Trust. I like that song.
Yeah.
What about the theme to Bosom Buddies, My Life?
Oh, yeah.
That they play that a lot on the radio. I hear that
know
all the
they
time.
do.
And it reminds, all I think about is Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks and, God, what was the other actor's name?
Peter Scolari?
Yeah.
Is that the guy?
Yeah. They were.
He's got a couple concerts coming up. I'm not sure where around the country, where he's playing with Sting. That would be a phenomenal show.
Delivery Driver, She Just Loves Uptown Girl. I like that one a lot,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, come on.
What's the one that goes Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny?
Oh, no.
We didn't start the fire.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I love that one.
Just miserable.
I thought that was a Fall Out Boy song.
Just miserable.
Did they do a cover of that?
They did. They did an updated version of it.
Oh, is it
geez,
bad?
It's
no.
pretty bad.
Is it?
The half-assed morning show backtracks.
All right, an interesting picture has all the 8th graders and social media dorks touching themselves, jaw-jacking back and forth. A picture of a disgusting college house has everybody talking. Some people are reminiscing back to when they did live that way. Others who never experienced such a thing are wondering how anyone could. live that way. Now, yeah, I looked at the picture right away. It's well, you see one guy in the picture. It looks like they're saddled up to the television playing video games, and there's just garbage all over the coffee table. Garbage all over.
Was that a bong in there?
Yeah, there's a bong.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't spot a bong.
Yeah, right there, like on the front left of the table.
Yeah, and for some reason, a giant jug of Zing Zang.
What's Zing Zang?
You notice that too? That it's
Or
a
Bloody
Bloody Mary
Marys.
mix.
Oh, yeah.
Just unopened.
Yeah,
too.
just unopened, just sitting there on the table.
Oh, they drink their vodka straight. They don't need the Bloody Mary mix.
No, so I took a look at the picture, and sure.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I spent a few years going back and forth to St. Cloud State University, lived there for a brief period of time, half a year maybe. Other than that, it was every Thursday through Sunday I was up there. And so I know a thing or two about living in garbage. But I have to say, we at least made an effort now and again. Now and again. These guys just might be straight up disgusting, lazy people.
Sure looks that way.
Seems like it could be just one weekend, too.
It could be.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe it was just that day that they did that.
Because, I mean, we had some pretty horrible stuff. I saw, Dana, you found this picture, and you mentioned you lived in a house where you had to wear shoes because of the broken glass.
Broken glass and spilled booze and chew stains. Just there are some guys in the house that they, if they were drinking beer and didn't have a spitter, they just spit on the carpet.
Oh my gosh!
Disgusting.
Well, and if it's but if it's already soaked with beer, then what's the difference?
Exactly at that
you
point.
See, we also had the same situation. You never dared walk through my house that I lived in or my brother's house. You never dared going in there without shoes because of the broken glass and because the carpeting was always wet from the beer parties.
The house I lived in, actually, when we moved out, they had to completely renovate the whole thing because we just destroyed this place. There was no screens left, so there's bugs everywhere inside the house. It was absolutely disgusting. I'll never forget the landlord came by to do his final walkthrough of the house and saw it. He hadn't been there in a few months. He was horrified as he's going through, looking like speechless. And then one of my buddies, who's a big smartass, he had a great line. He just goes, "So, damage deposits, how quickly do you think we'll get those back?"
Yeah, I'd imagine that didn't happen.
No.
Didn't you say like the toilets weren't working, so you guys had to go in the yard and a gas station?
Yep, gas station. The Coburn's grocery store down the street was where you did your number twos. The backyard is where you did your number ones.
So how long were the toilets not
The
functioning?
last few months of the year.
Months.
Yep. I look back at that. I mean, I'm a pretty tidy guy these days. I look back at some of those photos. I'm like, how did I live like that?
Text us 651-989-9393 if you want to tell us anything about the horrible living conditions that you used to put up with or took full part in when you were young. Maybe you currently live in there are folks who still live like this. Sadly, there are.
I can't
There
imagine.
are folks who still live like this as full-grown adults with kids and whatnot.
In the commune I grew up in, my grandma and my aunt were clean freaks. So our place was spotless. My wife's a bit of a slob, so every once in a while I'm confused why she doesn't mind. Like her areas are disgusting and she doesn't mind.
All chicks are slobs. Every damn one I've ever been with. So Dana, tell me this now. But was your situation like the one that I was in? Where, yeah, it could be really, really bad, but you did make an effort now and again to straighten it up.
We would. Usually on Sundays, we'd kind of make a little bit of an effort for sure, but it never quite got back to where it looked like when we moved into the place.
Would girls come over, or would you just not have girls over because how gross it was?
No, that's the crazy thing I look back on. I was like, what? We never had problem. We'd have parties all the time. It'd be filled with girls. They'd stay over and stuff. I keep thinking back to, how could they tolerate that?
Yeah, they were young and just didn't care either.
They were as drunk as we were, so.
The broken windows. I've told the story before about a dude throwing a beer stein through the window in February or something. Thanks a lot, dildo. Now we're all going to freeze. And he didn't react at all to what he had just done.
He just thought it was normal behavior?
He just sat back down. We're watching it was December or January because we were watching a Vikings playoff game, And I'll never forget it. Sean Salisbury, the quarterback at the time, throws an interception in a playoff game against the New York Giants. My buddy's drinking a big stein of beer. He just stood up from his chair, threw the stein through the window, and then just sat back down, continued watching the game as if...
When he sobered up, did he realize maybe he overreacted there?
I don't remember the next day. I think eventually, maybe the next day, he put some cardboard up.
Oh, my gosh.
There were so many just terrible, disgusting things that we lived with, put up with, or, like I said a minute ago, took part in. I mean, there were some of us who just didn't care. At one point or another, a friend of ours who, I don't remember, a friend of ours had old-ass legit arcade games.
Sweet.
Okay, that his parents bought for him when he was a kid. Well, so now we're 20, 21 years old. His parents want these big, stupid arcade games out of the house because the kids are gone. And my buddy said, well, yeah, I'll take him up to St. Cloud. One of the games was Mousetrap, if anyone recalls.
Oh, yeah, I like that game.
Love that game.
So after a while, of course, the game gets beaten up a little bit from drunks having temper tantrums, losing at the game Mousetrap. Eventually, it ends up out on the front yard. It's beaten to death, beaten down to pieces, and just left there. So if you drive by or walk by our house, there's just this massive pile of rubble in the front yard, and no one cared to do it. It was ridiculous. And it was, typical of, I'm not lumping myself in with this crowd, but a few of the kids came from money and they didn't have to care.
Mm-hmm. U.S. Army Rappel Master Jesus said, while stationed in Iraq, we could only go to the bathroom during the day because there was a threat they'd get captured in the middle of the night. So they had to use large pee bottles in their rooms for number one. Number two, they had to hold it until the morning.
Oh, that's tough.
Geez. Can you imagine having that fear? You can't go to the bathroom because you might get captured by some terrible people.
I've had been nervous going to the bathroom a time or two, but I've never had the threat of getting captured.
I remember when I first moved out, when I went to college, my uncle telling me, kind of like you said, we served by, we weren't even close to the rich, but because I was my grandma and my aunt, I mean, the second you set a cereal bowl down on the table, it was in the sink getting ready to get washed, right?
Yep.
And so he told me, you're going to go one of two ways. You're either going to be a giant slob or you're so used to this cleanliness, you're going to be super clean. And luckily, that's the way I went.
Here's a listener named Austin texting in about his garbage college house. They would bag up trash, but no one wanted to take it out. So it would stack up on the inside of the house. One time, the garbage bags actually touched the ceiling because of how masterfully we stacked that Jenga tower of trash. And it's all, I'm guessing, empty beer. The smell must have been.
Yeah. Yep, disgusting.
That stale beer smell.
Just leaking everywhere, too.
Soaking wet.
Ugh.
But you're always wearing your tennis shoes, so you don't care.
Yeah, who cares?
Slightly below average Jesus. I've had the same thing. He said, we used to let the dishes pile up in the sink for a few months and then just throw them away and start over. Yeah. When I lived with my brother and one of my cousins, it was the same thing, where we're all frustrated with each other that people aren't loading the dishwasher or whatever. So we just had a gross out contest. I ended up losing, but I threw everything away. Like, I'm not even going to come close to cleaning this. We'll just buy new stuff.
Sometimes you just need a fresh start.
Oh, man, it was so gross.
Just fruit flies galore,
Dude,
too.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, and somebody brought up, it's shocking that the college girls that we hung out with would come or even consider spending the night with us because it was just so disgusting. I remember one night hooking up with a girl, and the party was still fully happening, so no bedrooms were available. People were partying in all the bedrooms. Couldn't get any action right there on the couch. Party still happening. There was one room in the house, and it was where everyone threw their hockey gear.
Oh, no.
Yuck. Oh, and that smelled terrible.
And various other, random disposable items. But I remember lying on top of 7 hockey bags. Skates poking you in the back. It was just animals. That's what we were. We were friggin' animals.
Yep.
Matt here says that his wife and her 4 friends lived in a house near the U. The landlord said they couldn't be more than 10 people on their second or third floor because he was concerned about the structural integrity of the house.
I mean, we had a sink rip out of the wall and water pouring over. What were we just saying? I had something and I lost it.
Could you imagine that? Someone's just got one of those number clickers and they're just clicking. All right,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Too dangerous.
All right, we're in the one in, one out policy now.
I almost wonder if he was lying just to try and keep parties down. Or
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We
Yeah.
got people texting in about the cockroaches,
Ooh.
the smell.
I remember one time a buddy of one of the roommates, he went home for the weekend. He had some type of family obligation, and he locked his door, his bedroom door, when he left.
That's not going to work, is it?
And then we realized he had 2 cases of beer in there. So do we try to pick the lock? Do we maybe ask if he has a spare key? No, we just tore the door down.
Yeah. It's just nothing was sacred. No one's personal space was ever respected. Oh yeah. My brother went off state ordered somewhere. Jail. Left his bedroom available. Yeah, we just popped the paneling off the door so we could get in and use his stereo and things like that. You just didn't respect Dick back then. It was pretty gross. What made it? What put it over the top were the pranks, and I've already told you about the disgusting pranks that we played on each other. Was with the condoms and.
Is that the one with the ceiling fan?
Yeah,
they were so nasty.
Recently used condoms hanging from your ceiling fan, or you put them. You used a condom and then tucked them under the covers of your buddy's bed. So when he got into bed with your recently used. It was so bad,
disgusting.
Gosh.
It's just the worst people on planet Earth.
It sounds like it.
That's so gross. I stepped on one by accident once, and I almost jumped off a bridge on the 35W.
Wanted to call it.
So disturbed. Oh, God, that was so
Yeah.
gross. And this is one of my best friends in the world, and I've known him almost my whole life. Barefoot, stepped on it. Oh, God, it was so disgusting.
Felt
and the
a
reason
little
I didn't
squish.
see it, dude, don't even do that to me. And the reason I didn't see it is because I was distracted with him laying on top of the bed with morning wood, completely naked. We shared a hotel. It was at that wedding I was just telling you about. That wedding was super hot.
That never happened.
Oh, so gross.
Just keep telling yourself it never happened.
You're listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show Backtracks.
The Collins Dictionary has announced that brat is the word of the year. At least I'm guessing it's brat and not brat.
Brat.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm a brat. Then I'm a brat. That describes me to a T.
Does being hot, sexy, and
going to clubs, partying,
full of yourself? Is that what they said?
Something like that.
Are
yeah.
you confidently rebellious, Josh?
I'm confident I can say confidently rebellious.
Brat is the word of the year. Now, they define brat here in this here article. Confident, independent, and hedonistic. That's still you, Cubby.
Heck yeah.
They say this was inspired, the word, I guess, the popularity of the word was inspired by someone called Charlie XCX. Must be a singer or a rapper, I have no idea.
Yeah, she's a singer.
They released a record called Brat. Came out in June, and it led to, see, I missed this. I didn't have a dog in this fight either. It led to the Brat Summer phenomenon.
Yes.
I didn't even know we were in it.
I saw that absolutely everywhere on social
Summer
media.
came and went, and I had no idea we were in the middle of the Brat Summer phenomenon. I was aware a few years ago, Josh, you and I were dialed 100% into the Hot Boy Summer.
Oh, man, yeah, we were. I loved Hot Boy Summer. And
We were big players. You saw a lot of brat talk on social media, you say, Ashley?
Yes, quite a bit. I never really followed along with it too much because it just seemed like it was for people even younger than me.
This Charlie guy himself explains brat like this. You're just like that girl who's a little messy and likes to party and maybe says some dumb things sometimes. She feels herself, but then also maybe has a breakdown, but kind of parties through it. She is very honest. She is very blunt. She's a bit volatile. That is a brat. So is it only specific to ladies?
What I've seen,
If you're a dude version of that, are you an F-boy?
I think that's different.
All right. So
my
here
wife
you go.
referred to, she has, you know she has purse tuna. She carries around packets of tuna in her purse. She also has car popcorn. And she always has a big bag of popcorn in her car.
Oh, that's the most perfect thing to eat in a car.
Well, her car's disgusting. For a lot of, it's gross. But she referred to her popcorn choice. She's like, oh, I forgot. I'm going to go to my car. I've got some basic white girl popcorn in there. And I had no idea what she meant. But I guess she has pumpkin spice popcorn, which everyone knows.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
That's some basic bitch stuff right there.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've heard that term
You guys are
before.
using all the hip stuff here in the last couple minutes now.
They
Basic
didn't know
bitch.
they didn't know dog in this fight, though.
No.
That's a classic.
A listener by the name of Eric Jesus. Hey, if we ever meet, I'll help you out with that Jesus name. I will. Eric Jesus said, listening to the description of what defines a brat, he says, makes me just want to go straight to fentanyl, he says.
Oh, gee.
People are saying this Charlie XCX is a dork. At any rate.
I don't know too much about Charlie
Okay.
XCX. I'm more of a Juice World guy.
Oh, boy.
The other words.
Uh-oh.
The other words that
really?
were
Is that bad? I'm sorry. Did I say... Oh, did he get in some trouble or something?
Yeah, a couple years ago he did.
Oh, I thought he was passed on. Okay, then
You thought the man
I
had
take
died?
that back. I didn't know he did something bad.
Dude, I didn't understand a word that you said. Don't worry about
Yeah, I
offending
tried
me.
to make a hip current joke, and I guess I was way off. All right, I take that back. I didn't know he was accused of any improprieties.
Who were you rooting for here? Who were you rooting for? Because I have the other words that were in the running for Word of the Year. Now, they're all losers. No one remembers second place. Brat is the word of the year, according to the folks at Collins Dictionary. Here are the other words that were considered. Brain rot, which is a noun. It's an inability to think clearly. Oh, caused by excessive consumption of low-quality online content.
Yep. People that spend way too much time on social media and
Just
stuff.
staring at your computer or your cellular telephone, fingering through social media.
This is usually
doom scrolling.
This is usually paired with you have brain rot. Go touch grass. So go outside.
go outside.
Yeah, do something other than sit on the internet.
Another noun was in the running. Era, which is simply a period of one's life or career that's of a distinctive character.
We got Taylor to thank for that.
We
Taylor
do?
Swift, that is, yes. Her tour is called the Eras Tour, and she goes through all the different eras of her life. So people have kind of copied that now.
Yeah. Like hot girl era.
Isn't she a little young to go through the eras of her life?
I'm not sure how old she is.
We knew a 16-year-old who wrote an autobiography, and
Dude.
I thought, that seems a little young.
One of the most hilarious days we've ever had at this radio station is when our 16-year-old intern asked Josh and I if we would read his autobiography.
It was quite thick, I must say.
And I said, dude, maybe you might want to sit on that idea for a little while. You're a 10th grader. But it was interesting to read his thoughts on his, quote, whole life at 16 years old.
It was a great read.
You actually read it, Josh?
Yeah. Well,
it was written by a 16-year-old dude. I even read it. It didn't take that long. Another word that was in the running for Word of the Year, look-maxing.
Never heard of that one.
That's when you attempt to maximize the attractiveness of your physical appearance. You attempt to maximize your physical appearance. So I have no idea. You wear better clothes. I don't know. You do some sit-ups. You put on some makeup. Maybe it all would fall under the...
what'd you say?
Get a tan.
Get a tan.
Raw dogging.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Raw dog in life. So that means you don't have any nicotine addictions. You don't drink.
Not really.
Did you see the raw dogging trend going on airplanes?
Yeah, that's diabolical. I can't understand how somebody could do
What's
that.
happening?
So raw dogging, that's where I first saw people refer to raw dogging an airplane. And I thought, oh my God, somebody humped an airplane without a condom? That's what I thought raw dogging was. But no, it's just you go on there with nothing. You're not listening to anything. You're not watching anything. You're not reading anything. You're just sitting there.
That's crazy.
That's psychotic behavior.
Yes.
No, I raw dog airplanes.
You just sit there? You don't talk to anybody? You
no
don't...
book, no magazine?
No, I mean, I'll talk to the last person I went on an airplane ride was, thanks a lot for bringing her up again, Josh. The last person I went on an airplane ride was my friggin' wife.
I love your friggin' wife.
I know you do. You've met her?
Yeah, you're like,
we
I've known her for
talked a
20
little
years.
bit. We talked a little bit, but no, I don't read a magazine. I don't look at my phone. I stare mostly straight ahead, and I count the seconds until it is over.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awful.
I'm too nervous to read. I'm too nervous to watch a program. I'm too nervous to do whatever people do.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't. It bothers me. I need to be paying attention to every sight and every sound that's happening on that airplane.
What was that?
Exactly.
I think if I paid attention to that, maybe I'd get nervous.
Really? You think, okay, I like to be totally tuned in. Okay, back to raw dogging. It was in the running for Word of the Year. It did not reach the pinnacle. That is the word brat is our Word of the Year. Ashley, you said raw dog in life, and you were right on. But it didn't have anything to do with vices. You said, like, going without liquor or tobacco. That's not the way it's explained to me.
CM Punk?
I'm sorry?
CM Punk?
That's called straight edge.
That's a straight edge deal.
No. It has nothing to do with that kind of a thing. It says the act of undertaking an activity without preparation, support, or equipment. So what else can you think of that you'd raw dog? You raw dog...
Maybe a class presentation.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't study, you didn't prepare jack squat. Maybe you could even raw dog a pickup game of basketball. You're wearing dress shoes and, I don't know. You're not prepared at all for the activity ahead. Oh, I'm all in on this. Anti-tourism was a word that was in the running for Word of the Year. I am an anti-tourist. Says here, opposition to or action against large-scale tourism. I want it all to stop. Stay in your own friggin' community. Stop getting on those airplanes. Stop going to Maui or whatever you people do. Just stay at home. Delulu.
Delusional.
Oh, it's a nickname for delusional.
Yep.
Yeah, utterly mistaken or unrealistic in one's ideas or expectations. I can use it in a sentence, Josh.
Let's hear it.
Throughout my career in radio, I have met a lot of people who have a little problem with delulu. Where they think, well, here comes the greatest gift to radio since day one.
It's funny you say that. I was thinking about like one of the more shining examples of that in our past. You know how you hear something and it might trigger a thought of someone. And when we were talking about what you might be doing on an airplane, there's someone we work with who I guarantee would say, yeah, I can't really pay attention to that because I'm usually in the Mile High Club with your girlfriend. But they would say it in a way as if they're not trying to be funny, but just legitimately they're always effing, and usually it's your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah, radio is chock full of folks who suffer from delulu. Romancy, R-O-M-A-N-T-A-S-Y, is a noun. It's a literal, nope, that's not the word, a literary genre combining romantic fiction with fantasy. Oh, wow, okay. I'm reading a book. What kind of book are you reading? Romancy. It combines romantic fiction with fantasy. So, you are a wizard and she is a witch or something, and they fall in love. Supermajority is a word. It's a noun, a large majority in a legislative assembly that enables a government.
Uh-huh.
And finally, this Last sumbitch, almost won word of the year, didn't quite make it. Oh, I say this one all the time. This is the only word on the list that I can say that I use all the time. Yapping. Talking at length, especially about inconsequential matters. Yapping.
Yeah,
It's been around forever.
I see people use that quite a bit more than I ever have.
They call a mouth a yapper. Yeah. Because it's all the yapping it's doing.
I dig that. I dig when folks refer to it as a yapper. Jaw-jacking is one of my favorite, too.
Oh, I remember the first person I heard say that.
Jaw-jacking.
I love that, yes.
That's pretty cool.
The word of the year. It's unmatched excitement.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.